Burrs.
Stand up, Giants fans. Baddog. We got a new sheriff in town.
Yeah, yes we do. It's not a sheriff, it's a judge. You got a judge.
Yeah, all rise.
We got a couple judges in New York now. Got a couple judges there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the wrong one plays. You should be on the Mets. The other one, but it's all right. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. You got enough guys over there. You fill the uniforms. You fill the dugout. You don't need our judge.
But so I take it. Let's say hello to everybody first. Let's say hello to everybody. Mike Marina's in the house. Chris Snow, Alex Sports Moose, Mr. Gamer, MH, LeBron, Goat 10, Pumpkin, of course, Omkar, Afghanistan, Moose, Gino, MH. Thank you. Alejandro, Marjorie's in the house. Christoph Porzingis, Moose Kamal. Thank you to everybody for being here. Big day for the Giants today. I want to hear Baddog's thoughts on the press conference. What he thought of the new coach, Mr. Judge.
All right, so I'm going to record a video later after the stream, upload it tomorrow with the background because I get sick of looking at the damn green screen itself. So I actually have something back there tomorrow. But what I will say about this, just give me a few minutes, and I know I'm long-winded, so I'll keep this as short as I can. Man, when I listen to Joe Judge talk, I hear myself. This is one thing I noticed about him. He's no nonsense. He says we're going to punch in the nose for 60 minutes. No nonsense. No frills. No BS. No nothing. Caesar, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. I do appreciate it, man. Old school mentality. Exactly, man. Listen. I listen to this guy talk, and I hear my father talking to me, instilling values in players. Like he's talking about players, but I'm listening to my dad talking to me. Hard work. I don't care if you're an undrafted free agent. I don't care if you draft the first overall. Outwork the person in front of you. Pretty much life is a grind, man. I get my ass up every day at 6 o'clock. I don't care how bad I feel. I don't care how much I don't want to go into work. I don't care how sick I am. I don't care what the hell's going on. I get up and I go there every day. And then I come home and I make dinner for my wife and kid. And then I go to the gym because, hey, I'm 41 years older than my son. And I'm not going to be one of these dads that sits around and says, hey, you're 13, go play on the computer. No, I want to be out there throwing a baseball around them, throwing a football around them. So I know life is a grind. Okay, right. Every day. I was sick with bronchitis for 2 weeks when we got back from the Giants game. I went to work every freaking day. And then I came home and I streamed the Lakers almost every night. And people can get on me for streaming the Lakers. I don't care. But see, I believe, not only do I have fun doing that, people are depending on me to do that. So I don't care how sick I am. I feel I owe it to people to do that. So I come and I have a job to do and I do it. I don't care how sick I am. When I listen to him talk, that's him. I don't care where you drafted. I don't care where you will work. And you will work hard. And if you don't, you ain't working. You won't play. And I love that. I'm not in. Some people are very jealous of success. Some people are very jealous of what goes on. I'm not jealous of that stuff. I'm inspired by that. L.A. Joel, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Were you as impressed with the interview as I was? Old school mentality like Alden and Belichick. Yes, I'm kind of talking about it. Again, I'll go over things he said about his press conference. I'm just talking about his attitude right now. And I'm just telling you, man, instilling hard work in these guys. Not coddling them because they're millionaires. Not caring where they're, you're not getting special treatment because you were drafted second overall as opposed to a guy that just barely made the damn squad, came in off the practice field. I love that more than anything else. I love that he says, I'm not worried about what you can't do. Show me what you can do, and we're going to work on that. Yep. Build the strengths around that. That's the type of stuff I want to hear. That's the type of stuff I want to instill in my son. I don't care what you can't do. Find out what you can do and work your ass off at that and be the best you can at that. That is the stuff I'm talking about. That's what impressed me the most about that guy, was that. And I love that hard work attitude because I know that as good as anybody out there. Because it's all I do. My whole life is a freaking grind.
You're a maniac, Baddog. You're an absolute maniac.
My whole life is a grind. It is. Yeah. So I love that. I love that attitude. I love that. We're going to punch you in the nose. We're not messing around.
Yeah,
I love that.
And I'll tell you what, there was a lot of points in that press conference where I'm watching it, and I'm remembering, he's making me reminisce about Tom Coughlin, where he's talking about everybody's going to come into work, they're going to have the proper shirt, the proper attire on, everybody's going to be ready to go. That got me pumped up. The whole talk about, one reporter asked him, what type of team are you going to be? are you going to be a team that runs the football? Are you going to throw the football more often? How are you going to build your offense? He said, I don't know. Who's our opponent that week?
Yep.
We're going to be a team that you can't predict for. We're going to find the opponent's weaknesses, and we're going to exploit them.
Yep.
And that's Bill Belichick. We say it all the time. Bill Belichick, you never want to have fantasy players on the Patriots because you don't know which wide receiver is going to get the yards that week because he picks a different guy that he's going to attack it with every single week, and that's what that sounds like to me. The whole coaching staff, I am very calm now that he is going to be able to bring in the coaching staff that he wants to bring in for this football team, and he's going to feel comfortable as a 38-year-old head coach. So anybody that was worried about Dave Gettleman being this dictatorship, not giving Judge or any head coach they brought in to say to who to bring in to be the personnel for this football team, that's out the window. They're going to collaborate together. They're going to work together. And I think Judge is going to have a lot to say with this football team. The other point I want to bring up that I really liked what Judge said, they asked him, are you going to call the plays? Are you going to have more hands on the offense, the defense? He said, I'm going to oversee the offense. I'm going to oversee the defense. I'm going to oversee the special teams. But I'm going to let all three of those guys do their job. I'm going to be the CEO. I'm going to bring in guys that can do their job to the best of their ability and teach these guys how to get the most out of their abilities. So that's another thing you got to love. This guy is not a guy. He's not Shermer. He's not going to call the plays. He's going to leave that to the offensive coordinator. Of course, he's going to keep that guy in check. That's what a head coach does. But he's going to bring the right guys in those positions to do their job to the best of their ability. And those were some of the things that stood out to me. I just thought overall it was a great press conference.
Yeah. Again, I mean, he says, as a special teams coordinator, I had to know everybody. I researched all players, their top end speed, how quick they move here in a short burst, this, that, all this stuff. He researched all the players in the draft roles because you never know. Ape Roman, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it, brother. Brilly. I like him a lot. I just hope Gettleman actually works with him to get the guys he wants. I'd like to see him bring a Pepper home in some capacity. Josh Torrey, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Stand up, Joe Judge fans. And Stephen Lay, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. What I loved was he didn't have wet shoes from dribbling too much like
they're saying my sound's coming in a little low. I don't know if I'm too far away from the mic on your end.
No, you're good. The microphone's recording fine on my end, just as much as it is mine. So I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just reading what the chat says.
I don't know.
Just a really impressive day today from Joe Judge. That's all I can say, man. Everything you could have possibly wanted from that press conference, we got. And I think most people now are willing to give this guy an opportunity to be the head coach for the New York Giants. I think a lot of people, when it was announced, were in shock. They were in awe. They said, who the hell is this guy? Who's Joe Judge? Nobody thought this guy had a chance to get the job, but the guy impressed them so much, and we saw why today, he impressed Maris so much. And the other thing Maris said, he said they were scouting this guy for years. This guy was on their radar for years.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, again, no nonsense attitude. He's young, but he's got an old school mentality, and that is hard work. That's what it is. There's no substitute for hard work. People can't work for you, man. And as a guy that goes to the gym all the time, I notice people can say, hey, Baddog, give me some advice on this. Baddog, what do you eat? Baddog, what do you eat? I can tell you what I do, how I work out, how much I lift, what I eat. I can tell you all that stuff, but I can't do that for you. I can't put the food in your mouth. I can't make you lift weight. I can't do that stuff.
Right.
You have to have that hard work ethic. Joe Judge wants to bring that here. And you want a guy like that as your head coach. You want to run through a wall for that guy. You know what I mean?
I was ready. I had the video I did today. I must have had that exact quote. Must have been 50 people said that. I was ready to put my pads on and run through a wall for this guy.
Yeah. Schlick Smith, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Just announced instead of stand up, we got to say all rise. Yeah. We do that for Aaron Judge when he hits the home run. But thank you guys for the $5, $5, $2. Boom! I didn't get to do any of that because I was sitting there messing around.
Yeah. A lot of booms. We Baddog, we appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
If you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up. And get a couple of people in here. It's such a big day though for the New York Giants, and I couldn't be happier. I think this team's headed in the right direction. The one thing I keep stressing to everybody, we can't jump on this guy after 1 year. We can't do it. You got to let this team – you can't go into next season. I know this guy got everybody pumped up, everybody excited. This team still won 4 games last year.
It did.
We can't go into next season saying, this team's going to win 10 games. We're going to the playoffs. No. It's baby steps. We got to let this team incrementally get better. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's got to develop the talent. Oh, Alejandro Galano, thank you for the super chat, brother. Fist bump. Fist bump. $3 super sticker Sonic boom. Thank you, sir. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. What I love about him is talking about when he said, we're going to find the player's strengths. And like you mentioned earlier, we're going to build a game plan around them. That is what I screamed about all last season, is that good head coaches, and I mentioned Belichick all the time, the Patriots don't have the most talented team, but they always have interchangeable parts, but they always find the game plan that works. He said, there are going to be some games where we throw the ball 50 times and run it 10. There are going to be some games where we run it 45 times and throw it 10. It depends on who our opponent is. See, that's smart. The guy's intelligent. The guy's intense. The guy's no nonsense. That is a New York attitude. I don't care if the guy was born in Philadelphia. Someone mentioned he was born in Philadelphia. Who gives a damn? Yeah. New York and Philadelphia, you got the same attitude.
I'll tell you what, since being on YouTube, the fans are pretty similar, Baddog.
What's that?
The fans are pretty similar.
New York and Philly are very similar. That's why we butt heads so much. Christian, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, we got to trust the process, yes? Yes, we do. We have to, like I said, at the end of the day, like Chris said, we won 9 games the last 2 years. But thank you for the $2. Boom! But yeah.
I agree with you. And the funny thing is, the 2 guys in charge are from our 2 biggest rival cities. You got Dave Gettleman with the thick Boston accent.
Yeah.
Now we got the head coach from Philly. But I love him. I hope both. And the other thing that I really like that he said he's lockstep with Dave Gettleman.
Yeah.
He said they're ready to go. They have a great relationship. Nothing to worry about there. And what more could you have asked for tonight as a Giants fan watching that press conference? Yeah, I mean, I went back and looked. Somebody posted Pat Shurmur's opening press conference with the New York Giants.
Oh God, what a difference!
Night and day. Pat Shurmur talked for 10 minutes about his family and everything. This guy got straight to business. He didn't bullshit with family at all. He said, I'm ready to go. He talked football, start to finish.
Yep.
Love him.
Yep,
Love
that's the thing. Malik, man, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate it very much, man. Really. What's up, guys? How are you? You like the new elementary school coach? But one thing, we finally found a game plan coach and not a coach that does everything. That's the truth. And, hey, man, like I said, He's going to find player strengths and use it. Chris K, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it very much, man. Thank you. Really, my good man. Joe Judge had a great day versus Matt Rhule, car salesman, people, special in Carolina. That was terrible. Yeah, I was going to mention something about that, too. But thank you guys for the $5. Boom! Appreciate it. Yeah, this guy's football. Like you said, Chris, he didn't talk about his family. He got right into it. He thanked the mayors, and he got right to business. So he knows he's got a big task ahead of him. And you know what I loved about this guy? You know what I loved about him? And I kind of think about this in my Lakers streams. There's a few people out there that want to get on me for doing the Lakers streams. You know what I mean? Oh, why are you a Knicks fan? Why are you doing this? And I get sick and tired of explaining why I do it.
I get you, yeah.
But one thing that Joe Judge said, hey, there's a lot of Giants fans out there that wanted a well-known coach. They didn't know who you were. They couldn't believe you were the coach. They didn't really, they wanted somebody else. And he said, I don't care. I got a job to do, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And we're going to turn this franchise around. So you don't care. That's kind of like me. I don't care what people say. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it. And, right. Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I like that mentality. The hell, I don't care what they say. I don't care.
Listen, if you want to be successful on YouTube or anything in life, you can't care what people think about you. No. You know how many trolls you get on YouTube? I had a guy the other day, he yelled at me because he said, why do you have 2 ads in your video? I said, you know how much work I put in my my channel? I got 2 ads in my video. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. At the end of the day, we work hard on YouTube. You work hard on YouTube. I'm not going to care. You shouldn't care if people get on you for having doing Lakers. Who cares? No, people want to see it.
No, that's the whole thing. But OneGiantRebuttal, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Swamp Thing and the Bad Diggity Dizzle. Dilly. Thank you so much for the $2. Boom! I kind of want Jason Garrett to be the offensive coordinator, so I can say Brilly since his wife is Brill, and that's kind of where I got the Brilly. But Malik, thank you for the super chat, man. Brilly. I'm hoping he can sign an offensive coordinator. F Chief. I don't know what that is. F Chief.
I don't know who he means by that. I'm hoping he can sign an offensive coordinator. F Chief. I don't know what he means by that. But some of the offensive coordinator, Freddie Kitchens was rumored today. I don't know if it's going to be as an offensive coordinator, but they're talking to him to potentially be part of the staff. And a lot of people on Twitter gave that backlash. Freddie Kitchens wasn't a bad offensive mind before he became a head coach. I don't necessarily think that would be a horrible hire. Maybe not for OC, but maybe as a quarterback coach, running back coach. I wouldn't necessarily be against that.
Cruise on. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly. I don't like Joe Judge. He's a damn Eagles fan. The Phillies Ace, thank you for the super chat, man. Brilly, Stella! And stand up, y'all are the best. Thank you, John. Thank you, Cruzon. Cruzon, he's a Giants fan now. This guy's got a job to do. Your reputation's on the line, man. You become a head coach and you fail, you have a hard time getting another head coaching job unless you have immediate success, then kind of fall off. That's how these retreads get their jobs. Ron Rivera had success, brought the Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl. They had success. Pat Shurmur, Ben McAdoo, those guys will not get head coaching jobs anymore because they failed immediately. So he's got something to prove, you know. So thank you for the $2. Boom! Thank you for the $2. Stella! And, oh, God. There it goes. Stephen Lay, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it, brother.
I just want to make sure you didn't miss Chris Leone. Did you get him?
What was Chris?
Jason Garrett could clap his way to the Giants.
I missed that. Where is that?
He's like, maybe you don't see it. It's like 6 comments before Stephen Lilley. If it's not on your screen, it just says Jason Garrett could clap his way to the New York Giants. Chris Leone.
Oh, no. I didn't see that yet. It'll show up. I just got Stevens. But he says, I'm going to get on Chris. He says his YouTube channel is sports, and he does Knicks stuff that's not a sport.
Stephen Lilley, man, he comes at me for the Knicks. But no, I love Stephen Lilley. I got to talk to Stephen Lilley today.
That's what he told me. He told me he got to talk today. But thank you for the £5. Hallelujah, boom! I'm going to look at my phone because, I don't know, sometimes these things just screw up on my computer, so I don't want to miss that. Let's see what his is.
What's up, Carl Hargrove? Thanks for popping into the stream, man.
There it is. Yeah, it did not show up on my computer, which is strange. But Chris Leone, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. He says Jason Garrett can clap his way to the...
I'll tell you what. I wouldn't mind Jason Garrett as an op. It's not going to happen. I think they're going to let the Joe Judge bring on the guys he wants, and he's probably going to want to bring on guys he's connected to. But I wouldn't mind Garrett. Garrett was a good offensive coordinator before he was a head coach. I wouldn't mind that.
Guy I wouldn't mind is Jay Gruden, to be honest.
I would like Jay Gruden.
Gruden was a really good offensive mind as well, and he wanted Daniel Jones. He wanted to work with Daniel Jones. So to me, you get a guy in there that wants to work with the quarterback, probably had a game plan for him and everything worked out, probably not expecting the Giants to take him at 6. That wouldn't be a bad idea either. But yeah, I think Joe Judge is going to get to select who he wants. And one thing I'll say about, and I was going to do a video on it, but I'm probably not going to now. The Matt Rhule thing. To me, I think Matt Rhule showed what he's really about, and that's money. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think when he said he only wanted to coach the Giants and took an interview with the Panthers, that was strange. I think he used the Giants for leverage.
That's what he did.
And, I think when you call up a team and you supposedly say you want to coach and that's your dream job and you say, Matt, you offer, I'm not getting on a plane, that's ridiculous. I mean, who the hell are you? I wanted Matt Rhule. I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't want Matt Rhule to be the coach because I did. But when you find out that that's his attitude, I mean, who the hell are you? You coached Baylor. You coached Temple. 7 years for $60 million for a guy that's never coached 1 year in the NFL as an assistant offensive line coach? I don't want that contract there. Phillies Ace, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. The entertainer, show the chest hair for Giants.
I'm good, John. I'm good.
And Malik Thompson, thank you for becoming a new member. Hallelujah. Boom. Welcome to the green team, man. I really do appreciate that very much, man. Thank you for the support, guys. It is much appreciated. Argenis LaGuardo, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Bringing Dante Scarnecchia as O-line coach. To be honest, I don't know who that is. I can't tell you who that is.
So, Chris, I've seen Bavit write this 100 times. He says, Chris, let Baddog know why we dodged the bullet with Matt Rhule. Why we dodged the bullet. But yes, Bavit called me in today. He brought up a pretty good point. He said, Chris, think about this. If we would have gotten Matt Rhule, you would have had a defensive coordinator with no NFL experience. You would have had an offensive coordinator who has never been a coordinator before. Sean Ryan was a wide receivers coach. We don't know the coaching staff around our guy, but the projected guys for him would have had no experience in terms of NFL coordinator or head coach. So that was his point, that even bringing this guy in, if you bring in professional, a guy that's like a Jason Garrett, for example, or a Jay Gruden, for example, who would be my number one choice as offensive coordinator as well. Those guys have experience in the NFL. You're bringing in a completely, basically rookie coaching staff for your coordinators and head coach.
Yeah, Richie Rich, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. The judge ruled him out. Yeah, yes, he did, man. He did. Very creative. I always like when they're creative. And Alejandro Galano, thank you for the super chat, man. I really do appreciate it, love, guys. Thank you so much, man. It is much appreciated. Brilly. He says, Matt Rhule's a snake. All rise for Joe Judge. Yes. Thank you guys for the $2 booms. But like I was saying, that to me spoke volumes. Match the offer. I mean, even if you listen, man, if I say I want a job, right? If I have a couple of interviews lined up and they're for the same type of job, they're the same job, but they're two different companies. Right. And I like company B better than I like company A. And I take the interview with company A first, and they offer me a really good offer. The least I'm going to do is say, okay, I appreciate that. You know, I'm going to take this other interview and I'm going to get back to you. I'm at least going to hear what the other company has to offer me if that's really where I wanted to work. And even if they, you know, even if the Giants say, we'll give you 6 years or 7 years, $55 million. If you really want that job, then you would take that. This was crap to me. And I listened to his press conference too. I was listening to Baddog on the radio when I was going to pick up my kid yesterday, I believe. Oh, Mook man, thank you for the new member. Boom! Really, welcome to the Green Club, my man. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate the sponsorships, guys. Thank you very much. And they did. I think you said it, or somebody put it in the chat. He's a car salesman. Yeah, that's what I listened to. I'm like, this guy. I listened to that head coaching thing, and I'm like, you know what? I didn't really like his press conference, and again, the money thing kind of threw me off. And then I listened to Joe Judge talk, and I'm telling you, I got pumped.
I got goosebumps. I was watching it today. I got goosebumps.
I'm giving little Baddog a bath, and I'm listening to that, and I'm like, yeah, oh, that's right. What's wrong, Daddy? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Blue Jackets talk, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Really. Who do you think the Browns should hire? Got no idea.
I think they're going to hire. I'm not going to tell you who they should. I think they're going to hire McDaniels. I think that seems to be the favorite at least from what I've heard. I haven't checked in the situation since we got our coach, but that's what it seems like. There's a good chance he'll take that job.
Yeah. Thank you for the $2. Boom! Appreciate it very much. Well, that's it, Sabrina. I mean, you're just talking about respect. I mean, who does that? I mean, to me, I was sitting there going, what an ego on this guy. Match the offer. I'm not getting it. Who the hell are you?
And he got 7 years. Right. This guy's never coached in the NFL in his life. He got a
7-year commitment. Too big of a contract.
Yeah, that was a crazy contract. I don't know our coaches. I don't think that's come out yet. I don't know Judge's contract, but I don't think it'll be 7 years because the Giants wouldn't do that. The Giants have never splurged on a head coach like that before.
How do you give him 7 years at no NFL coaching experience?
Crazy.
7 years. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm glad the Giants said no. I'm glad they didn't give him that money. That's too many years. This guy comes in and fails 2 years in. How are you going to fire him with 5 years left in his contract?
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to point out that he said that I really liked was he said that he wants the players of the Giants to represent the city that they play in. He wants them to be blue-collar guys. They come in. He basically throughout what he said throughout the whole team, he wants the New York Patriots. He wants blue-collar guys to come in that, you know, that they put their hard hat on every day and they're ready to go and they're going to give you 110%. And you got to like hearing that. You got to love hearing that.
Just like the people of New York. That's what he said. These people go to work every day. That was my point. They go to work every day. They grind their blue collar. That's the way the 86 Giants were. They were blue-collar guys. That's what you do.
That's the way the 2007 Giants were.
Right. Bring your lunch pail to work every day. The lunch pail gang. You know, that's what it is. And
you look at most of these Giants great teams, there's not a lot of Hall of Famers on them. You just have a lot of good players that give you everything they've got. We've said it. The only guy that's a Hall of Famer that was on both teams in 07 and 11 is Eli Manning.
Yep.
They don't have a guy that was on both teams that's a Hall of Famer outside of him because they just had a bunch of good players that put in the work and they got the job done. And that's what he's trying to instill back with the New York Giants.
I don't think they have a Hall of Famer on their team outside of Eli in 11. I can't think of a Hall of Famer on that team. I definitely 86 Lawrence Taylor. That's the only Hall of Famer. Well, no, Harry Carson was on that team too. But 1990, who's a Hall of Famer there? The friend Bray Wyatt, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, Steelers versus Giants next season. Yeah, I know. It's a tough division we got to play. Yeah. And Malik, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Brilly, brother. Thank you, man. Really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Big Sexy Dexter just got named all defensive rookie team, and they rank Slade 25th best rookie and Daniel Jones as 7th best rookie. Eric Bieniemy, not that bad. Maybe that's what he was talking about. Maybe
he was talking about the Chiefs. I
Bieniemy.
like Bieniemy. I did a video on Bieniemy. I wouldn't have been upset had they named him. But like I said in my video when I talked about Joe Judge, when everybody was getting on him, there was flaws with every single one of these candidates. And the flaw with Joe Judge was inexperience. Eric Bieniemy doesn't call the plays in Kansas City. Andy Reid is arguably the best offensive mind since I've been watching football. And Andy Reid had great offenses before Bieniemy. He's going to have great offenses after Bieniemy. So how much stock can you put into that? And I like Bieniemy from some of the things I read. And the same can be said for Don Wink Martindale. Don Wink Martindale, Baddog, do you think it's a good? Why didn't people question? And I would have been okay with Don Wink Martindale, but why didn't people question this about Don Wink Martindale during the search? This guy has been a defensive coordinator, a linebackers coach in the NFL for like 30 years.
Never got a head coaching job.
He's never gotten a head coaching job. There's got to be a reason for that.
I don't know. I just want to say goodnight to Stephen Lilley, real quick before I get to that. Good night to Stephen Lilley, man. He said, I can't stay up anymore. Love you guys. And I mean, it's 4 a.m. over there, so he should get some sleep. But thank you for being here, Stephen. Malik, and I forgot the other guy. Oh, God. Malik. And I see Butcher's Blog Page. Malik, thank you for the fight. Boom! Butcher's Blog Page Talk says, glad you guys hired Judge. I don't trust McDaniels. I didn't trust him either. Bray Wyatt and Bobby, my man. Thank you guys for the $2 booms. Chip Kelly, thank you for the $1 boom. Sorry, I probably just have to stop with the boom thing because it's just taking up a lot. It's taking up a lot of time. But I don't trust Josh McDaniels either. Not a big. I think his ego is a little too big. You would hope he learned from that experience in Denver, but he's a little full of himself. I don't get that impression with Joe Judge at all.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I was not a fan. McDaniels was probably last on my list. A lot of people liked him because he was this offensive mind, and they thought that he could. And I get it. You know, he's known as an offensive mastermind, a quarterback guy. They thought that he could help out the young quarterback of Daniel Jones. But I was never a fan of him because of the first off, when he got a chance with Denver, he failed miserably. He completely ruined that entire team.
He did.
And then he gets a job with the Colts, and he's not a man of honor. He just completely backs out. I was happy when we didn't even look at Josh McDaniels.
I mentioned that was Bill Belichick. He did that to the Jets.
He did.
He learned that with Belichick. GQ boys, man, thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate all the love, guys. Thank you so much, man. Brilly. Joe Judge press conference has been very impressive. Way better than McAdoo and Pat Shimmer. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. GQ boys, night and day. Night and day, the Pat Shimmer press conference to the Joe Judge press conference. Night and day. It's unbelievable. Pat Shurmur just, which way did he go during the year? And Joe Judge. That's what I got from Joe Judge.
Another quote. I'm just thinking of quotes as we're talking. Another quote that I love from him today. He basically said, we're going to win football games, and paraphrasing a bit, we're going to win football games the old-fashioned way. Trenches, blah, blah, blah. We don't do it, and this was what he said, we don't do this by gimmicks. We don't do it. So basically by that, he's saying, I'm not Chip Kelly. I'm not Cliff Kingsbury. I'm not going to have this magical offensive system. I'm not Mike D'Antoni in basketball with the 7-second offense. I'm going to win football games the way they're supposed to be won. And I'm not going to try to take shortcuts with these magical systems. I'm not a magician. I'm going to win football games the way they're meant to be won. And that's another thing I really like.
Right. He's not, like I said, he's no nonsense. There's no frills. Mandeep Singh, thank you so much. No comment. Just he said, hey, here's a $2 boom. Thank you very much, man. I do appreciate it. Brilliant. But he said that's what I got from Joe Judge more than anything else was just it's no tricks, no gimmick. It's punch you. I love punching in the nose for 60 minutes. I love outwork the guy in front of you. We're gonna put the best players on the field. Right. And we're going to find I scream that every week. I say it all the time. The best head coaches get the most out of their players' talents. He said we're going to research. We're going to find what they do best, and that's what we're going to build a game plan around. That's what a head coach is supposed to do. Right. So I love it. Yes, at the end of the day, Chris, like I said, we've won 9 games the last 2 years. So there's a lot of work to be done here, but if anybody can get it done, that's the type of guy you have. He says there's a lot of talent here. They got to find what they're good at. He said they're going to know the playbook. That was a shot at Betcher and Shermer. They're going to know the playbook. DeAndre Baker.
You better get your head in the playbook, Baker.
Yeah, or he ain't going to find himself in the field. Exactly. That's what I love.
If you're watching right now, DeAndre Baker, start reading the playbook.
Better learn that playbook, or your ass will be sitting on the bench. You don't care that you were drafted in the first round. That's what I love about him. That's Belichick. That's Saban. Those are those guys. That's a good pedigree to come from. Jeff McKinney, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Judge will create young leaders. I agree. Because he sounds like a leader. And I love his intelligence. I mean, this is a well-spoken guy. This is a guy that knows what he wants to do. This is a guy with a plan. And I also love that he said, when they asked him what he's going to do with Daniel Jones, he said, I really couldn't tell you right now. I don't know enough about him. I've saw it from the outside. I got to know more about him. I got to learn about him, and then we'll work with him, Right. So he really impressed me. He really did with his press conferences. Like I said, I was ready to run through a wall for this guy. I said, that's the type of guy you want to play for. That's the type of guy that will inspire these players and will get the best out of what they have to offer. Pat Shermer was not that guy. Ben McAdoo was not that guy. That's why I was really impressed. Ramondo Real, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it very much. Really got to work early. Had to pop in and support the channel. Started to like Joe Dudu. Chris's vids in that press conference, he seems like he takes... I don't think that... He doesn't...
Takes no blame.
Right, I think he meant to say, seems like he takes no shit. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, and that's why I love him. That's, like I said, that's New York attitude.
I appreciate that, Raimondo. Yeah, man. But, I from the start, I was just like, we got to give this guy a chance. There's no point in not, and he's got a good pedigree. You can't have a better pedigree.
No.
You literally learned from the best college coach and the best NFL coach.
Yeah, he did. And he said they're very similar. They're all about schematics. They're all about fundamentals. I heard that. Fundamental football. Fundamentals. Execution. Right. Yes. Right, that's what a head coach is supposed to talk about.
Right.
My God,
And I'll tell you, I watched, one of my subscribers told me to watch a video by Pat McAfee. I don't watch him often. I think he's a Boston guy, if I'm not mistaken. And he talked about, he loves this hire, Judge. And he talked about the importance that a special teams coach could bring to the head coaching position. He said, when you're an offensive coordinator, when you're a defensive coordinator, you don't deal with the bottom of the barrel. When you're a special teams coordinator, not only do you deal with both sides of the football, you're dealing with the 48th, 49th, 50th, 51st guy on the roster, guys that are trying to just hold on, and you need to get the most out of those guys. And that was a great point he brought up, too. And I do think teams may look more in the future to guys with special teams experience because of the experience they get on both sides of the ball and the fact that they have to get the most out of nothing. And that was a great point that I thought he brought up.
It was. DieHardGiantsFan, you the man, brother. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. He says, I'm so pumped about Joe Judge. The winning culture is coming back to New York. That was another thing he mentioned. Kim Jones mentioned something about the culture, and he said, the culture is going to be there when we start winning. We're going to get a winning culture. That's the only culture the damn Giants need in the locker room. Great work, guys. And Tainah, congrats on 18K.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. I do appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the fight out. Boom! Diehard Giants fan. I don't know what just happened there. There we go. Got that off of there. But yeah, that was again. And you got to remember something. That's what he mentioned. Being a specialty, he said, you might be a linebacker that has to cover a punt. Never covered a punt. Got to know your playbook. Got to something you haven't done since Oh, you know what else I loved about him? We're gonna practice hard. We're gonna practice in pads, and we're gonna tackle. Thank you! We're going to stretch out things correctly so the soft tissues don't get banged up. We're going to do this we're going to do it safely, but we're going to do it so they know how to tackle. Thank you! It's another thing I screamed about all the time. These guys don't practice. They walk around, they prance around, they skip, they stretch out. That's a good practice, guys. That's why Pat Shermer said, we had a good practice. Because, they skipped well. I mean, God almighty. Bobby, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I do appreciate it. Brilly. Judge's an old BS guy. Winning culture will be back. I hope so. And then you can definitely tell he's definitely not a BS guy at all, man. You can definitely tell that. And April, man, I missed. Alejandro Galano, man, thank you for the super chat. I really thank you so much, guys. And I really do appreciate it. April, and thank you for the $5 super chat, guys. Really appreciate it. Brilly. When I got to find these things. Joe Judge press conference was fire. Today, lots of free agents will be very interested in playing with Joe Judge. This is good news for the future. That's a great point. That's the type of guy you listen to that press conference and say, I want to play for that guy.
I got a tweet. I'll let you read that next one. I'm going to read a tweet. I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to talk about a tweet that Golden Tate had today.
And then Abe Roman says, the biggest difference between Judge and the past two clowns, he doesn't seem to have an ego. That's the kind of players that... Exactly. They're just so different. You can tell by the press conference. I love the guy. I love the guy when he just that Angel Duran, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it so much, guys. Thank you, Brilly. Didn't Shula call plays for the Panthers in the Super Bowl run? I don't know if he called the plays or I don't know who called the plays for the Panthers.
He probably did. I don't know for sure, but Ron Rivera's not an offensive mind, so he probably did.
Right. Yeah, he definitely could have. But thank you guys so much for all the booms. Go with the Golden Tate tweet.
Oh, yeah. I don't have the tweet in front of me, but Golden Tate, paraphrasing a bit, tweeted out today after watching the press conference. He basically, I think he said, I'm ready to put the pads on right now and go to work.
Yeah.
Like he was that, and that's a veteran. That's a guy that's already making a lot of money. He's saying, let's go. I'm ready to go right now and go to war for this guy. And I read that. I was like, yeah.
That's what I mean. If you listen to that press conference, Adam, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Brilly, what's up, used too? We again have a coach of leadership skills, and he talked about that. Talked about teaching. He talked about having teachers in there. You know what I mean? The coordinators are going to teach. And this guy impressed me big time, man. He talks situational football. Team helping each other in key spots equals wins. I completely agree. I was inspired. But as soon as he talked, I listened to him talk to Bob Papa too, and I was just very impressed. He's well spoken.
And he's 7-minute video. Yeah, that was great too. Yeah, that was great too. There was something else I wanted to say that I forgot. The funniest part of the press conference for me. One of the reporters goes. Mr. Judge, what do you think the team's record's going to be? What's fair expectations next year? What do I look like, Mrs. Cleo? I don't know I'm not a psychic. I don't know what the record's going to be. We're going to go into work. We're going to show up and we're going to go to work.
Yeah, and you love that. I mean, that's that's what you're supposed to. Like I said, he answered all the questions correctly. He knew everything. Like he wasn't searching for an answer. I felt like he knew the answer to everything. I felt like he was so well-versed and well-prepared and understands what it takes to win that every time someone asked him a question, there was no hesitation. There was no, let me try to pull something out of the air like Pat Sherman would do. Oh, God, I don't know. Let me grab at this one. We'll fix it.
Right.
We'll fix it. We made mistakes. We'll get better. I use that one every time I can. Oh, man. It's just, what a night and day difference. NYG fan 8, thank you for the super chat. Really do appreciate it, brother. Really. Loved, what's up, guys? Loved the Judge press conference today. All rise. Oh, no doubt. It was awesome, man. It was awesome. Like I said, if you're a Giants fan and you watch that, you are pumped. You are pumped up. You are ready to see what this guy brings to the table. And again, at the end of the day, these guys have got to execute, and they do have to play well. And they can't be stupid. They can't make mistakes. They can't make bad penalties and stuff. But you listen to this guy talk, and he's going to make sure it don't happen. Patriots. Oh, that was one thing I want to say. You're talking about the special teams guys, 48th, 49th, 50th man on the roster. Patriots have one of the best special teams in the league. How many block kicks do they have this year?
Yeah. And one thing I want to make note of, the Giants, one of the first decisions he made, they're keeping the special teams coach, which I was happy about. Because the special teams, we said it every single stream, Baddog. Cody Core, look at that guy. What great coverage. Everybody talks about the punter, Riley Dixon. The special teams this year was great. We had a block punt for a touchdown against the Patriots. And that's a huge compliment to our special teams coach, being that Joe Judge is known as the best in the business. He said, no, this guy stays.
Yeah.
This guy's good enough at what he does, at what I used to do, to stay. This guy stays, and that was a good decision.
Yep. Joseph Clark, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it very much. Brilly, $2 super chat. He says, Peeps trashing Judge today. We're not Giants fans. If they're trashing Judge, then they're not Giants fans. Or they don't understand what it takes to win in this league. It's not a big name coach that's necessarily going to get you to the top. It's a coach that, as I said this all the time, somebody's talking to me at work today about, he's got no experience. I said, listen, man, when you come out of college and you got your education, how do you get a job? You obviously don't have any experience in working for the company you're going to work for. You do it with your resume. Well, he's got an impressive resume. Where do all these coaches come from? They don't all start as head coaches. They have to start somewhere, and then they get to that level. And then they either succeed there or they don't. But Bill Belichick did not start as a head coach. Vince Lombardi did not start as a head coach. They don't start there. They earn their way, and that's what they do. So, his experience don't matter. We're going to see what this guy has. I feel like I love when he says we're going to get the most out of our players. That's what the best head coaches do. They find ways. All these teams have got talent. I mean, he mentioned that. He said, why do you got some guys that are cast-offs that don't play well someplace, and then all of a sudden they come out and they're great in another system? Because they got the most out of their talent.
We say it all the time. I've mentioned it several times on the stream. You've mentioned it several times on the stream. Danny Woodhead. Who the hell was Danny Woodhead before he got to the Patriots? Who the hell was Wes Welker before he got to the Patriots? Nate Solder after he left the Patriots. All these guys are nobodies before and after they leave the Patriots. But when they're there, they have the right guys to get the most out of them. And that is what he's going to try to instill for the New York Giants. And that's another thing that he said in the press conference. He said, we're going to bring in guys that are good people, that know how to teach, and they're going to get the most out of each individual player at their position. He also said, when I look at players, I don't look at, when I'm assessing players for the draft, I don't look at wide receivers. I don't look at quarterbacks. I don't look at running backs. I look at the way they turn their hips. I look at their speed. He was talking about physical attributes, and that's how he judges football players. He doesn't judge them based on position. And he also said that he said that he's going to help in the draft. He thinks a lot. Basically, I don't know if he said those exact words, but because he's judged guys in college from rounds 1 to 7. So he thinks he'll be able to help, get him in with that as well, which also tells me that he's going to have a lot of say in who we draft. So that's another thing a lot of people probably like to hear.
Well, I don't understand why people say Gettleman's does coaches have no say. I mean, we talked about it before. We took Daniel Jones because of Pat Shermer, not because of Dave Gettleman. So if you're going to give your head coach that pick, that tells you the GM backed off a lot. Because who the hell wants to give up a number 6 overall pick to the head coach if they're supposed to have all this power, right? So Dave Gettleman obviously gave up some power and said, "Okay, I'll work with you, man." TFY boy Pete, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, what do you think about this new head coach? Love him. Love his press comments. Amazing. That's what we're talking about pretty much. We've been raving about him for 40 minutes now.
Yeah, and I've seen Joe Lodge say this a bunch of times. Joe, only when I'm drunk. I don't pee sitting down when I'm sober. When I'm drunk, once in a while I'll do it.
It's probably not bad to do that because I told you the story about me peeing on my shirt and then about my pants because if I was sitting down, that wouldn't have happened. But I didn't, and you get a mess sometimes. But sometimes it's not a bad idea. But I'm just super impressed. Really looking forward to seeing what this guy does. And listen, I know football seems a mile away, 7 months, but I'm telling you, man, once April gets here, it rips by. That summer goes by so fast. Once a draft hits, before you know it, football's here. It really is. For us. The next couple months will be very long because we're not there right now. But you get past March, I swear to God that the year flies.
Oh yeah,
we'll be in past.
We're gonna have a ton of content up till then. But then once you get past the draft, then you have football talk all year nowadays. You got the OTAs, you got the mandatory mini camps, you got preseason football. We got like a month off of football in July. That's about it. And it's gonna be a lot of fun this entire offseason. And I think next year we're gonna go into the season with hope. And promise and looking forward to the changing of the guard for the New York Giants. I think we have a bright future with this head coach, and we got to get behind him. That's all I say. If this team wins 6 games next year, don't get upset. You got to give this guy a fair shake, and you got to let him play. You got to let it play out.
Yeah, you do. And again, this is a team that's very young, but I think that's why we got this guy in here. I think this is the type of guy when we talked about you need a guy that can young mold talent and define their strengths and build a game plan around what they do best. And that was what he mentioned. And that was the most impressive thing about it. There's just no nonsense. We're going to work. We're going to work. That's what we're going to do. We are going to work. And that's what you have to do. So I'm extremely impressed. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he has. That's for sure. But by the way, we got like 500 people in here. So again, thank you all so much for being here. Really, really do appreciate all support in this show, guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't done so, please click the thumbs up. Hit that like button. It helps out the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Ring the bell. That way you know when we go live. And, of course, go in the description. Click on the link to the Entertainer Talking Sports. Sub him up as well. And, again, thank you guys so much for being here. And Alejandro, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I really do appreciate it. Brilly. After Joe Judge's press conference, I'm ready to put the pads on. Practice for Joe Judge. Giants players have to be pumped for the season to start. I agree. I think that's...
Alejandro, let's go, baby. Everybody in this chat should put the pads on right now.
They should. I'm ready!
Let's go, right
Bring
now.
it! Let's go! I'm ready to go. Boom! Let's go. Gil Soda, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I really do appreciate it, man. Brilly. Here's their bright future. Love you guys. Gil, the feeling's mutual, man. Thank you so much, brother. I really do appreciate it. Alejandro, thank you for the $5. Boom! Gil Soto Jr. Thank you for the $10. Boom! Appreciate it. I'm ready to go. I heard that press conference and then I went to the gym and I killed it today. I was ready.
Gil Soto's the man. Gil Soto, man. What's going on, Gil, man? But yeah, man, just a great day, I think. It gives us all a lot of hope for a team. One thing I'd say about this fan base, last 2 years, 3 years, incredibly divided on so many different topics, on Odell Beckham, on Dave Gettleman, on Daniel Jones, Landon Collins, everything. I think on this topic, I think after today, there's no division. Maybe there's very little. 95% of Giants fans are behind this guy, and that is nice to see.
Didn't mean to laugh, but I just read Bobby's super chat, man. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He said, I peed in my girlfriend's fake tree last weekend. So that happens when you're drunk, too. You know, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, you do what you got to do sometimes, Bobby.
Hey, you know, it was there. It was available. Hey, I've used a hydrant. I guess that's why they call me Baddog. I don't know. Thank you for the $2. Love Bobby. You guys ain't subbed up Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk. Please go over there. Check out that channel. He's a Boston fan. He does all things Boston, but he is awesome. I love that guy. Been with us for a long time as a great supporter of both channels, so definitely check him out. He works very hard over there, and he deserves everything he gets. That's a very hard-working guy. Earned everything he got on YouTube, so go over there and check him out if you get a chance.
Yeah, no, great guy over there. And we took his coach, so thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, and hey, Bobby, hey, listen, Bobby, a lot of Patriots fans have come on the videos and said, you know, hey, you guys got a winner there. You know, you got a guy. He's going to be good for you. So they obviously would know better than anybody else what they got.
Yeah. No, I same with my video. I had a number of Patriot video fans come on and say, you guys got somebody here. You guys let one get away. And you read several articles. A lot of people said that he could have been the Patriots' future coach, head coach. And I think Belichick did the Giants a favor because, like I said, the Giants have been scoping this guy out for a few years. How do you think they were scoping this guy out for a few years? Do you think they just randomly look around at special teams assistants in the AFC East? No, that Belichick gave them a word here, and he told them, keep an eye out on this guy next time you need a coach.
I have no doubt Bill Belichick had a lot of influence on that. Ryan Cutney, man, thank you for Cootney, however you say that. Thank you so much for Super Chat, man. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you guys, man. I really do appreciate it. Brilly says the Giants are minus 17 in turnovers, tied for last. If they can get back to even and be in the middle of the pack, they should probably lead to a couple more wins no matter what we do with the roster. It's a great point. That was another thing he mentioned. Ball security. He mentioned all that stuff.
Which needs to be mentioned with Daniel Jones.
It does.
Yeah.
He was letting them know. Again, I don't care. You gotta play. You gotta work. And I have no doubt Daniel Jones will want to work. I have no doubt Daniel Jones is not a lazy guy. Daniel Jones wants to fix that. And I know he will. He'll work on it and he'll fix it. That's why I like Daniel Jones. I feel like Daniel Jones is a hardworking guy. And you could see what he would get disappointed or mad. He'd slam his helmet or, do one of those when he fumbled. And, I feel like Daniel Jones, I feel like this guy's got to be good for Daniel Jones. But thank you for the $10. Boom!
I see. I just want to answer Chip Kelly. He says, I've seen him wrote this a bunch of times. He says, this is the happiest I've seen you guys about the Giants. Yeah, we haven't had much to be happy about there, feller. But he's a great subscriber, both of ours, man. Thank you for being here. And assistant regional manager, we'll get to some questions now. It's 11:02.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's take the questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, he says, what do you think about Brian Bielema for defensive coordinator? Yeah, I made a video on that. Rumor came out. He's the defensive line coach for the Patriots, so there's some familiarity there. He's the former head coach for the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Wisconsin Badgers for about 10 years between the two programs. And, he's obviously a guy that Belichick had a lot of faith in, brought him in a year after he was fired. There's some familiarity there. He's the D-line coach for a 3-4. And I'll say one thing about that Patriots defense. The first half of the season particularly, that defense was phenomenal. And they didn't have any big-name players. So if he has anything to do with that, he's definitely worth a look. And he's going to give our head coach some familiarity. You want to make this guy feel as comfortable as possible. He's 38 years old. Yep. He's never been a head coach.
He's younger than me.
He's younger than you. He's almost younger than me. He's coming to the big city. You want to make sure this guy is confident in the guys he brings in. And if he's confident in him, he's got a resume. He's been a defensive coordinator. He's been a head coach in college football. Yep. I'd give him a look. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Because familiarity is good. It means you're comfortable with one another. You understand how each other works. You play off of each other. And it ends up being a lot better. It's because you come in there, someone you have some cohesiveness as opposed to trying to learn everybody else. I saw Mo ask this a couple times. Baddog, which judge you like better? Well, I like Aaron Judge better right now. I mean, Aaron Judge has done it. I love what Joe Judge is. Joe Judge just had a press conference. We haven't seen him do anything else, but I got to go with Aaron Judge right now. And then I saw Schlick Smith said, you and Chris see Michael K show on Yes. Those idiots actually had a negative take on the press conference and something I've done on shows. I don't watch Michael K. Michael K sucks, for lack of a better term. The day that he took over the Yes slot where Mike Francesa used to have his show, and he took the Diet Coke or the Coke and put it in the garbage. I'm like, what a classless loser. And then he always has stuff to say about Francesa because he's jealous of Francesa, because he's not Francesa. He'll never be Francesa. He's not as good as Francesa. He's not as entertaining as Francesa. Francesa is New York sports talk. Okay?
He is.
Not Michael K.
He's not even on radio anymore. He's just got his the app, right, or something like that. He probably still gets more listeners than Michael K does.
Probably does. So, yeah. I don't. Michael K, I don't really listen to him. The only time I listen to Michael K is Yankees post-game stuff. When he's doing a game, I have to listen. I got no choice there. Yeah. Although when I stream them, I don't, because I call the game, and then I don't have to listen to them at all. With the post-game, I do.
Yeah. David says, who are we taking round one? Well, I think there's a couple of options there. First off, we always say it. Free agency is going to tell a lot. That's basically what Dave Gettleman said. Dave Gettleman said free agency is going to dictate. It's going to set us up for the draft. So if we go offensive line in free agency, we're going defense. If we go defense in free agency, we're probably going tackle. And we have the ability to trade down. We're in a prime position to trade down out of the 4 spot because there's going to be a couple of quarterback needy teams that might want to jump Miami, who's projected to take a quarterback. So spot 3 or 4, the Lions or the Giants, look for them to potentially trade down. So there's a lot of things that can happen in this draft. And Baddog and myself, I'm sure, going to be covering it in all these shows every week, going over all the situations as the draft gets closer.
Gil Soda, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Brilly, would you be mad if Joe Judge clapped at the end of his press conference? I don't see Joe Judge as a clapping type of guy. I see him more like a Parcells type of guy. He did remind me of Parcells, and it makes sense because Belichick coached under Parcells. You could see that. It reminded me a lot of Bill Parcells. The way he taught, it reminded me a lot of Belichick and Parcells, which that was my era growing up with the Giants. And we all know how good they were under those two guys. So if Joe Judge can get the most out of his players, I mean, that's what it's all about. Like I said, every team's got talent somewhere. And you just got to get the most out of that talent. That's what the coach is supposed to do. You build your game plan around player strengths, and that's how you win games. That's just that simple. Yes, some teams are more talented than others. But can't tell me the Giants what I'm telling you. You saw Saquon Barkley win Offensive Rookie of the Year last year with over 2,000 yards from scrimmage without an offensive line. You watch Daniel Jones miss 4 games this year and still throw 24, 25 touchdowns. Would have crushed the rookie touchdown record, right? With a bad offensive line that Saquon Barkley hurt most of the year. You got Dexter Lawrence making a rookie all-pro team, okay? You got Darius Slayton in the top 25 rookies, okay? There's talent there, and we just got to get the most out of it. We just haven't
Leonard Williams could play.
Right.
We need a lot more of it on the defensive end, but there's some talent there for sure. And hopefully Lorenzo Carter, he's a guy that this type of coach, if he gets the right defensive coordinator in there, he may become a superstar because he's got a ton of physical ability. And if they can find a coach to get the most out of him, there's a perfect example of a guy that could thrive. And I saw Chip Kelly mention that John Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator. I did a video on that. There's a number of head coaches that have very similar resumes to that of a Joe Judge that are successful coaches in the NFL. Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin had very little experience. McVay, very little experience. Flores, very little experience. There's a lot of head coaches in the game right now that have a very similar resume to that of Joe Judge that have been successful just to prove to people that it can be done. I'm not saying it will be done. We got to wait and see. But it's not like it hasn't been done before. A guy that is 38 years old, doesn't have all this amazing experience, but they see something in the guy, and they're like, we got to give this guy a shot. And that's what happened here.
Right. But thank you so much. And boom! Gil, I see a lot of negativity towards Francesa. Listen, I didn't say Francesa was a likable guy. The fact of the matter is, his ratings are very high in New York, and as he'll tell you, he said, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. Yeah, I got a lot of money sitting to do this. I got a lot of money. You waited on hold for an hour to ask you that question, you jerk. I don't care. I get paid a lot of money sitting to do this. I don't know. He don't care. He don't care. He is a blowhard. He is a blowhard that's part of his charm. It really is.
I'll tell you right now. I think he's he's a jerk. I'll be the first to say it says a jerk. I enjoy listening to him. I think some of his rants are great. But one thing I admire about the guy, like you said earlier, he doesn't care. He's going to do what he wants to do. He's going to put in the work, and he knows he's good at what he does, and he's going to, he doesn't care what other people think, and that's how you're successful in life.
That's true.
You can't care of outsiders' opinions.
No, you can't, because at the end of the day, they don't affect what you do.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
Richie Rich, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Really. Why was DJ snubbed Rookie of the Year talk? Because people just want to hate on Daniel Jones. I can see, no matter what Daniel Jones does, I can already see it's Eli Manning all over again. There's disrespect. I can see it coming.
Well, that comes with the territory when you play in New York. Sometimes you get a little overrated, but a lot of times people hate on you. And Eli Manning got hated on his entire career, and I'm sure Daniel Jones is going to have to endure the same treatment.
Absolutely. People are going to find anything negative to harp on. It's just what it is. Some people just want to point out every little thing. Oh, he didn't tuck the ball. Oh, he didn't throw a perfect spiral on that touchdown. Don't matter if he put it right in between a linebacker and a cornerback there in the corner of the end zone. That wasn't a perfect spiral. He sucks.
Right. Chris Carter, right? Chris Carter.
Right, yes. It was a lucky throw, he said.
Yeah.
Richie Rich, thank you for the $2. Boom! Appreciate it.
And the talking heads, that's another thing I should have mentioned. The talking heads, all the ESPN guys, the Max Kellermans, the Stephen A. Smiths, they know nothing. Not to say they did no research, these guys. They just come out and they start going ballistic about this hire. And you hear all this stuff. The Giants are racist. They don't know what they're doing. This team is lost. The ESPN talking heads, you know why they do this? Because they know that they will drive New York fans up in outrage. And that's what they want, because drama sells. And that's what the mainstream media does, and that's what they did here again.
That's why I don't listen to ESPN. That's what they become, a drama network. They used to cover sports. Now they're all about the drama. Metal Gear, which is one of my favorite names on YouTube, because I loved Metal Gear when I was a kid. That was fantastic. And the original NES Metal Gear was great, man.
Great game.
Thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Brilliant. I really do appreciate it. I have high hopes for this coach's emphasis on fundamentals and tough football. I'm excited. I hope he teaches our defensive players how to tackle. He mentioned that in his press conference, Metal Gear. We will practice with the pads on, and we will tackle in practice so that they learn how to tackle. Right. He will see if they shy away from contact, that type of thing. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the $5. Boom! And Ryan Cutney, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I do appreciate it. Really. Love Simmons, but we need a franchise left tackle. Well, that's why I did that video. If Simmons or Thomas are there, who do you want? Because I think that's a really good question. But thank you for the $2. Boom! Appreciate it. Yeah, left tackle. But Jones, linebacker that can range sideline to sideline and cover tight ends. Both very important.
I'm of the belief if they don't, I would go left tackle if they don't address it in free agency. Because I do, as much as we need to improve this defense, you need to make sure Daniel Jones doesn't get killed.
Oh, yeah.
And left tackle is incredibly important for a young quarterback like that. And obviously, they could address it. They could get Conklin. They could get somebody in free agency. But if they don't do that, I think left tackle, for me, is more important for this year's team.
You want to live? Someone said they want to live tackle me. I don't know. Might be a little tough. I'm still pretty elusive in my advanced age.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty elusive for an older guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Andrew Thomas, there's a lot of that. Tristan Wirfs is another one, the kid from Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. The Giants are going to have a lot of options. Jake Fromm declared for the draft.
I saw that. Yeah.
That ain't going to matter. He sucks. I'll be surprised. He might go first round. But to me, that kind of hurts. Pittsburgh may need a quarterback. I know Roethlisberger got that extension, but the guy can't stay healthy. The Raiders, they're not going to trade up to get Fromm. Fromm's not good.
Right.
Fromm's not good. Mike Marino, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it, man. Brilly, who are your top offensive and defensive candidates? Me, I like the two former Dallas Cowboys head coaches, honestly. I like Jason Garrett. I also like Jay Gruden as offensive coordinator. Not that he's going to get these guys. And Wade Phillips is the other one. I really like Wade Phillips as a defense coordinator. Wade Phillips is a very good defensive coordinator.
Yeah. And I agree. Jay Gruden would be mine. Jay Gruden, because this guy was all in on Daniel Jones. He was the guy that he was begging for Daniel Jones. And obviously he feels like he would fit his system. But I'd be completely fine with Jason Garrett as well. But like I said, I'm going to get behind. As long as it makes sense, I'm going to get behind whoever they bring in. If it's about familiarity. On the defensive end, yeah. I mean, Wade Phillips is obviously a very accomplished defensive coordinator. He's a short-term solution, but he's a brilliant defensive mind. I think he is probably the most accomplished potential guy that you could bring in for the Giants.
Right. Thank you for the $2. Boom! And like a roll, man. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. I appreciate it so much, guys, man. I can't tell you much. I do, man. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Who is the all-pro rookie quarterback picked by ESPN? It can't be Murray. Danny had better numbers in less games. He's flat out better than Gardner Minshew. Oh, God, yeah. Gardner Minshew sucks. I don't know, man. I have no idea who they picked, but I don't.
I didn't see the list he's talking about. I mean, Minshew. Last I checked, Minshew had good numbers. I don't remember what he finished with. I don't really care about all that. At the end of the day, Baddog, I don't care about stats. Just win.
That's what I was saying. That's the most important.
I care about W's. Obviously, I want to see my players play well. I don't care if Daniel Jones throws 30 picks if we win 12 games and win a Super Bowl. I don't care. I just want to see W's. But yeah, Daniel Jones. At the end of the day, the most successful thing about this season is Daniel Jones. He gave us hope for the future that we may have that guy that we could build the offense around. So That's the one big bright spot from this season, and now we got a new young head coach.
Yep. And thank you for the final boom. Appreciate it very much. And I had something I was going to say. Joseph, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. My opinion, Norv Turner would be best offense coordinator for us. I didn't even know Norv Turner was still around. Where is Norv Turner right now?
I don't know. A bunch of people have brought him up to me, but he's up there.
Now he's another good offensive mind.
Yeah, he has very good offensive mind.
There's a lot of good offensive minds. Thank you for the $2. Boom! Minshew is not better than DJ.
Another guy I should have mentioned, and I've mentioned him in several of my videos. I don't think this is going to happen, but Chris Richard is a guy that I have said that I think makes perfect sense for a defensive coordinator. He specializes in the secondary. We've drafted early in the secondary. We've brought in guys that are supposed to have a lot of talent in the secondary. I think Chris Richard would make a lot of sense for the New York Giants to take a look at as a DC. I don't know if they're going to. That would actually probably be my number one choice based on his age. And he specializes in the secondary, where I think a lot of our early draft picks have gone there the last couple of years.
I think, I don't know, man. I think that, depending on how his interview went and how much to say the front office has and who the coordinators are, maybe if he interviewed really well, that is somebody that they mentioned. I mean, I'm curious to see how they're going to go about getting their coordinators and where they're going to get them. And they're going to play a big part in it. I mean, that's pretty much what he said. The offensive coordinator is going to do the offense. Defense, he's going to do that. I'm going to worry about being the head coach. I'm not calling the plays. So, I'm excited. He pumped me up, man.
I think he should have pumped everybody up. I don't know how you could have watched that and not gotten pumped up today.
Yeah.
If you're a Giants fan. I mean, if you're a Redskins fan, you're probably crying. Cowboys fan. No, they got good coaches too, but I'm happy with the guy we got.
They got retreads. That's what they got. They got guys that succeeded at one time or another. I don't think Mike McCarthy's the answer in Dallas. I honestly don't. I feel like Green Bay didn't win enough with him there. And how good are they this year without him?
I'm not gonna. McCarthy's a decent fit for Dallas, but I was never a fan of McCarthy from the start of this process. I was a fan of Rivera. I like Rivera.
He was not really on our radar, though, was he? I mean, I never heard.
He never gave us a chance because I think he had an agreement with the Redskins before the season ended. It makes sense. The Redskins had moved on from their coach halfway through the season. The Panthers moved on from him halfway through the season. So they probably knew. They had probably already talked before the conclusion of the year, and that's why the Redskins did what they did. They probably said, "This is the guy we want to go after. We want to get rid of our coach now, so we could start that process." So they got the guy they're choosing.
See, Last Jedi's in the house. I always love to say hello to my lady, Last Jedi. And what's up, John Torella? And I see Dallas is in trouble by Richie Rich. I don't know if they're in trouble, but I don't think this is as big of an upgrade. As I mentioned in the video about Jason Garrett when he got fired, Jason Garrett's part of it. He's culpable for some of it. As it's always a part. Everybody plays a part in losing or winning. But I swear to God, the reason the Cowboys are not up to par is because of Jerry Jones. And I don't think it matters who the hell their head coach is. I think as long as Jerry Jones is running things, that they will continue to underachieve and be mediocre. I just think that he's the biggest reason that they have failed the way they have. I think that he's a big part of it because they have not won. Tony Romo was a great quarterback in his day. They got Ezekiel Elliott. They got a great offensive line. They got a good a quarterback.
Marion Barber was good too.
Yeah, I mean Felix Jones. They had a bunch of guys. They had Des Bryant. They got Amari Cooper. They got a great O-line. They got a great defense.
Jason Witten.
How the hell are they not winning anything? How are they 8-8 all the damn time? How can't they get it?
Jerry Jones is definitely the biggest culprit. Any Cowboy fan would tell you that. He's been the guy. I mean, let's be fair here, and I'm not a Jason Garrett guy. I can't stand his clapping. But let's be fair here. Do you think? Yeah. Do you think it was Jason Garrett's decision this year or Jerry Jones's to completely abandon what the Cowboys have been very successful at the last 3 years and say, all right, we've been great at running the football. We have this strong offensive line. Let's start throwing the ball. Let's try to throw for 5,000 yards with Dak. Do you think that was Garrett who made that choice, or do you think that was Jerry Jones?
I actually think that was Kellen Moore.
But Garrett was the guy that brought in Kellen Moore because he wanted to instill that type of offense.
No,
he wanted to shift the Cowboys to a more pass-happy offense.
But I don't know how you could be more pass happy. Ezekiel never got the ball enough. I always said that. He didn't get the ball.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, but Dak had never had a 4,000-yard season before this year.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Jason Garrett's the guy to pick Kellen Moore. Jerry Jones had no say in that.
No, I'm saying Jerry Jones is the guy responsible.
Gotcha. I misunderstood.
Yeah, maybe I.
Yeah, so no, but it makes perfect sense. It's.
Yeah. I think Jerry Jones is the reason the Cowboys went away from their strengths, not Jason Garrett.
Yeah. So that's my point. I think Jason Garrett would be a good offensive coordinator. I do.
Yeah.
I don't know how good a head coach he'd be, but defense.
All you got to do is look at his resume. 2007, he becomes the offensive coordinator. Tony Romo is an undrafted quarterback with a 1 year of experience. He turned Tony Romo, a guy that nobody wanted, 7 rounds. Nobody touched him.
From Eastern Illinois.
Yeah, he turned into an all-pro quarterback. Yeah. And then Dak Prescott, same thing. So one thing you can say about Jason Garrett, former quarterback, he's molded quarterbacks, no doubt about it. Right. So that's one thing that if they do, don't get scared of Garrett as an offensive coordinator. Do not. I think he'd be
definitely not. I think he could help Daniel Jones out a lot. I honestly do. That's why I'm like, so I said that with the Garrett thing is, it's not all his fault. I think a lot of it's Jerry Jones, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But as those question guys, did Dak ever play all 16 games? Did he play? He played all 16 this year, right?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
This year he did. I don't know. I think
he did his rookie year too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think his rookie year he did too. I think he did his rookie season because Tony Romo came in at the end of the game, but he played that. So I don't know.
Carson wheelchair went.
I love that one. I got that yesterday, man. Carson wheelchair went. Thank you for the super chat. Brilly. Best week ever. Eagles lose miserably without doing anything. And moreover, we didn't hire stupid Clapper as our head coach. Thank God. Carson wheelchair went. Thank you for the 5-1. Boom! Somebody told me that was Juan currency.
Juan. Okay. Yeah. No, I would never want Jason Garrett as head coach. That's for damn sure.
No, me neither.
Coordinator, come aboard, but not as a head coach.
A lot of we talk about it all the time. A lot of coordinators don't make good head coach. Wade Phillips, great defense coordinator, not a good head coach. Pat Shurmur, good offense coordinator, not a good head coach. Ben McAdoo, good offensive coordinator, not a good head coach.
Right.
So you
Freddie Kitchens.
Right. Yeah, same thing. Just happens. It's weird, but some guys aren't leaders of men. They're more. Just take a section of it and do this, but not. Head coach implements all things.
When Pat Shurmur was having all that success as a guy calling plays, he wasn't in charge of managing the clock. He wasn't in charge of using timeouts at the proper time. He wasn't in charge of all that stuff, right? He was just in charge of tell me the play. That's it.
Yep.
And it's a much different game when you have to worry about everything. When you have to worry about the whole enchilada, which is why I thought it was a bad idea for Shurmur to be calling his plays in the first place. Yeah. Because he's got to worry about the whole team. He's not like a guy that's this successful head coach. He has all this experience. He should have been worried about being the coach like this guy is.
Right.
Be the coach. Let the OC do his job. You can oversee him. You give him suggestions. He could run your playbook, but he should be calling the plays. You're not Andy Reid. You're not Andy Reid, okay? Andy Reid's one of the most successful coaches ever. Let Andy Reid do stuff like that. You got to establish yourself.
Right. But he was 9-23 with Cleveland, too. So it's not like he was any good. Now, I gave him the benefit of the doubt because Cleveland was terrible. But then he came here, and we were terrible, too. So it's just obviously I got tired after 1 year of him. I remember having that Eagles game in 2018. I was so done with him when he did that, when he stopped running Barkley, when we were blowing him the hell out. I was so done with him at that point. He did that in Atlanta, too. Just some really stupid decisions, and I just don't get it, man. Alejandro Galano, man, thanks for all the love tonight. I do appreciate it so much, man. Brilly. Jerry Jones' concern after Judge press conference today. The pressure is on Cowboys to win it all. Next year, Giants and Redskins will be stronger in 2021. I completely agree. I completely agree. There's going to be a lot of pressure on McCarthy to go very far. There's a lot more pressure there than there is going to be on Joe Judge. I can tell you that much right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Giants fans right now, they just want to see improvement. It's Super Bowl or bust for the Cowboys.
Yep.
Bringing in a guy like McCarthy with the roster they have.
Yeah, I agree.
Super Bowl bust. And I agree with him. I don't know if it'll be 2021. I don't know if it'll be 2022. But in the near future, Redskins and Giants, good chance they're both atop this division.
I can't wait for those days again. Thank you for the fight. Boom! That's the way it was when I was growing up. In the 80s, I didn't have to worry about them two teams I really can't say because I never hated the Redskins. But not like the other two. I don't like them, but I don't hate them like I do the other two teams. And I'm waiting for them to get back on top, man. And Malik Wright, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate it. Really, really. I feel like Saquon's going to eat all next season. I feel like he's going to get the most out of Saquon. I just feel like this guy's going to get the most out of his players. I feel like he will game plan week to week. We talked about that before, Chris, that every week it seemed like the Giants had the same game plan. Didn't matter who their opponent was. They did the same damn thing every week. And this guy is already saying, no, it's going to depend on what we do. You know?
Yeah, and there was no stability throughout the game either. There would be one half where they'd come out with a great game plan. The next half, they'd do something completely different. They'd exploit the weaknesses in the first half. Second half, they'd get away from it. That was another problem we have with Shermer.
Malik, thank you for the $2. Boom! And Gil Soda, man. Again, thank you so much for the love, guys. I really, really do appreciate it so much. Really, really, brother. Is Shermer going to find a job? And are we going to land Garrett or Kitchens? First question, Shermer will find a job as an OC somewhere. I do believe that. As far as the second question, Garrett or Kitchens, I honestly don't know. There's rumors for both of them, but at the end of the day, we'll find out.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say Kitchens. Between those two, I think Kitchens is more realistic, being that they coached together at Mississippi State. There's a connection there. There's no connection with Garrett. I think this guy's going to bring in guys that he's coached with before, that he's had some kind of relationship with before. That's who he's comfortable with, and he's gotten to see these guys on a personal level. I would say Kitchens is much more likely than Garrett to be the OC.
Right. Thank you so much for the fight. Boom! And look at how good Baker Mayfield was his rookie season. Right?
Yeah.
And it reminded me of Eli and McAdoo. McAdoo, the offensive coordinator. Eli Manning put up two of his best statistical seasons of all time. And then McAdoo became the head coach, and Eli regressed. Kitchens, the offensive coordinator, Baker Mayfield, sets the passing touchdown record. Played really well last year to the point. And of course, I love Baker. I mean, I'm a Sooner fan, and I still love Baker. I don't care how bad he is. I'm always going to root for Baker. I don't care. Who the hell's calling me here? I don't care. Who the hell's calling me at 11:30 at night?
Pat Shermer.
Pat, go screw yourself, huh? Yeah. Get out of here. But seriously, I so and the same thing. And then he regressed big time. But I'll always root for Baker. But obviously, Kitchens got something out of Baker Mayfield. He did so well his rookie season to the point that I honestly thought Baker Mayfield would win the MVP. I put money on it because I'm like, they got Odell Beckham to 27 touchdowns last year. They added Kareem Hunt. I thought they'd be good. I didn't think they'd be like 13-3, and I didn't think they were getting out of the first round of the playoffs. But I thought they'd be good enough to be 10-6, and it just didn't. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I do think that.
Listen, I was not as high on them as you, but I did not think Baker Mayfield would have a bad year. I thought he'd have a strong sophomore year, for sure.
But I think that Kitchens could definitely help Daniel Jones. It's another young quarterback. Yeah. And, again, just because a guy's a bad head coach does not necessarily mean that he's a bad coordinator. You've seen the reason that these guys got the head coaching jobs is because they're good coordinators.
Yeah, exactly. You look at any coach that got a job based on being a coordinator, got that job because they were a good coordinator. Matt Patricia, good coordinator.
Yep.
They're good coordinators.
Steve Spagnuolo, good coordinator. Bad head coach.
Yeah, Steve Spagnuolo, another good example.
Pat Shermer, good coordinator. Bad head coach. It happens. Right. Buddy Ryan, good coordinator. Bad head coach. It happens. Some guys just aren't meant to be. Then you got guys like Vince Lombardi, good coordinator. One of the best head coaches ever. Gil Soda, man, thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate it so much. Really. Score prediction for LSU Clemson game. I'm going to go LSU 38, Clemson 31.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. I'm not a huge college guy, but from watching them play in the playoffs, I think LSU's the favorite, but Clemson the defending champs, and they got it is possible, Baddog. You see these two quarterbacks play each other in the Super Bowl one day.
It is possible.
Burrow and Lawrence.
It is very possible.
I mean, these guys are going to be the number one picks in the next 2 years draft, so it should be a really fun game to watch. I think it'll be high scoring. I'll go 34 34-30 LSU.
Thank you for the $2. Boom! Saw enough of LSU. And that Oklahoma game, that was a tough one. That was a tough day for old Baddog. Got dragged around the ring for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was bad. Burrow had 7 touchdowns in the first half. He had 400 yards. He had 400 yards and 7 touchdowns in the first half. It was like he was playing Madden on easy against that Oklahoma defense. It was disgusting.
Yeah, it was like a 7-on-7.
It was really bad. From stinks. It's funny. I was watching.
I saw him last year. I couldn't. I was like, well, I don't see the hype in this guy. He doesn't. A couple times I've seen him, he hasn't impressed me, Jake. I don't see it.
Is Lawrence better than DJ? Well, we got to find out what Lawrence can do when he gets to the NFL. But college-wise, yes.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he's like the next Andrew Luck, right? Andrew Luck. I mean, so was Sam Darnold, though. And so far, Sam Darnold hasn't gotten off to the best of us.
But Sam Darnold played at USC. That's a different
That's
animal.
true.
They all fail over there. And he went to the Jets. God help him. That's why Joe Burrow. I love Joe Burrow. Burrow is so exciting. Well, even though he was killing, even though he was killing the freaking Sooners. I mean, I watched him play Georgia. I watched him play Oklahoma. I watched him play Alabama. Some of the things he did were just magic. Like, you can't teach that guy that. He just has, like Russell Wilson. He just has that it.
He has it, yeah.
But he's going to Cincinnati, and they are awful. And they got nobody there. They got an aging, injured A.J. Green, and that's it. And Joe Mixon, another guy that I love because he was a Sooner. And then they play against Baltimore's defense and Pittsburgh's defense. That is not going to be good for Joe Burrow the first couple of years until they build somebody around him. You got to hope that he don't get killed there.
Yeah, dirt. And I don't know why. Maybe Landon's. Because I got a Knicks shirt on. Knicks, I think, are 10-28. I think. I'm pretty sure 10-28, which is what they usually are this time of year.
No, the 10 wins is actually good for us this time of
year. Yeah, it is pretty good this time of year.
I
20, a little over 20 wins.
Yeah, I streamed the Lakers Knicks game the other night. Wow, God Almighty, dude, we suck. Holy cow, are they?
Yeah, the Knicks are bad.
Then they got ripped. What was the score last night? I went to bed early. I think I started watching. I think I fell asleep with like 6 minutes ago in the first quarter. I think they lost 127-104 to Utah.
Yeah, they're not good. They're not a good basketball team.
Oh my Lord, can Joe Judge be the owner of the Knicks?
I mean, Barrett played well against the Lakers.
Barrett had a great game, especially in third quarter. Barrett was awesome. Nobody else. Yeah. Julius Randle was trash. Frank Ntilikina actually had a good half. I was like, whoa! When I hit a 3, I said, what the hell's going on? Oh, my God. Oh, one thing I did like, I wouldn't say I liked it. I don't want to talk too much about basketball. Bobby Portis clotheslining KCP. I go, that. I said, that's what Jordan used to have to take back in the 90s. When I watched basketball, that was normal. Portis got ejected. Back then, it would have been a common foul. It's crazy.
Trade up for Chase Young thoughts. Lunchbox says, I don't see it. I don't see the only way that would happen. We gotta have to trade up to 1 because the Redskins ain't gonna give us Chase Young. So, and things could change. Maybe before the combine, maybe the Redskins say we need 11. Who knows? But I don't see it. And I don't see the Bengals trading out from having Joe Burrow as their quarterback. So I don't think we're getting Chase Young. So just don't put that in your head.
And honestly, I don't know. I don't want to give up the draft picks. We have so many holes to fill, and I would love Chase Young. Don't get me wrong, but you might find a guy better at his position. You might find a guy that suits us better than Chase Young does. Like if we get a Jonathan Ogden over there at left tackle for 12, 15 years, protect our quarterback. That's huge. You get an Isaiah Simmons who's running all over the field and intercepting passes and stops the tight end from catching that, stops tight ends from getting 10 catches or 150 yards against us. That's huge too. So I think we could actually trade back to 6 with San Diego and still have the choice of Andrew Thomas. I mean, because it could happen where the Lions take Okudah, and then you move back because Miami's taking a quarterback. San Diego's taking a quarterback. Maybe San Diego wants Justin Herbert.
You just offended Christian Orr 3 times.
Why?
It's not San Diego.
Sorry. Los Angeles. Jesus. I mean, I probably say San Diego all the time. They are San Diego. Los Angeles Chargers. Who the hell are Los Angeles Chargers? Los Angeles can't keep a damn team. Now they move another team to Los Angeles. And only 2 years before they do move back to San Diego or go down to Santa Clara or go up north to whatever, Reseda. I don't care where the hell they go. Hollywood. Well, that is Los Angeles. But the Raiders, Oakland, Los Angeles, Oakland, L.A., Mexico City, Las Vegas. L.A. can't get. The Rams, they're back and forth.
Yeah, they're
Los Angeles Chargers. Sorry, senor. Los Angeles. Still can't get over that. I probably said San Diego all year. I've never gotten acclimated to them playing in Los Angeles. Regardless, the Chargers.
The Chargers. Just say Chargers.
Maybe they want Justin Herbert. And they say, we're going to jump Miami to take him. Because after Herbert, who do you got? Tua? You going to take a risk at Tua? So, or maybe the San Diego wants, or the Chargers want Tua.
Again.
I know. I'll always say that. It'll always be that. I did it with St. Louis, too. When they moved to St. Louis, I called them Los Angeles Rams for 2 years.
Yeah, it takes a while. Let's see what we got here. Ngakoue, yes. To me, Ngakoue's got to be the number one target for the New York Giants if they're going pass rusher in free agency. Yeah. He's consistent. He's had 8.5 sacks more all 4 years of his career. He's young. He's 26, 27. And that's a guy that I would have a big eye on if he becomes available, and we'll see if he does. Texans
versus Chiefs, any thoughts? That's going to be a great game. 2 quarterbacks that were drafted in 2017, and the two best quarterbacks by far in that draft class, Deshaun Watson against Pat Mahomes. That should be great. I'm rooting for Deshaun Watson. I freaking love Deshaun Watson. I wanted the Giants to get Deshaun Watson so bad in that draft. Oh, my God. I love Deshaun Watson. So I'm rooting for the Texans. I just don't think they're going to beat Kansas City. I don't think they're good enough to beat them.
Yeah, I think they're going to call that game the Mitch Trubisky Bowl.
Yeah, they should. Chris Senior says, okay, Baddog, I had to get used to it. He's not mad at me. It is hard. I still do that. It's just like a reflex. They've been in San Diego my whole life. I mean, even when they were in the AFL, that's what they were. So it's just, I'll never get used to calling them the Los Angeles Chargers. I just won't. I don't. Can't.
Could you imagine being a Bears fan watching that game, watching Watson versus Mahomes, and you traded up to get Mitch Trubisky in the same draft?
You gotta be ill. You gotta be violently ill. He sucks. My God. I mean, the Bears might even need to draft a quarterback the next year.
Yeah. But that should be a good, fun game. I think the Chiefs will win at home. Arrowhead Stadium, tough place to play. I think they're a better football team. And I think the Ravens will win fairly easily. So I think you're going chalk in the AFC. NFC, I'm going to say this. Vikings could beat the 49ers. Vikings just beat the Saints in New Orleans. They got a lot of talent. Niners, they're coming up a bye. They're a team that doesn't have playoff experience. I wouldn't be shocked if the Vikings go into San Francisco and win. And the same can be said for the Packers and Seahawks. I think both NFC games are kind of, who knows? AFC, I think, is chalk.
Yeah, we'll see. Gil Soto, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Brilly. Do you think we can get Coughlin as DC? I don't think Coughlin would go back to being a coordinator. I can't see it myself. I would love that.
Yeah,
I would love that.
Chris Leone Chris Leone loves Tom Coughlin. I love Tom Coughlin.
Most Giants fans do. I don't know how you don't.
He's the best, but I don't see him coming. I don't think he's going to be a coach anymore. I think he's done in that aspect.
The Mike Marina, thank you for the super chat. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it so much, man. Really, why is Mitch even highly regarded in the draft? I have no idea. None.
But it's not like the Chicago Bears have this great track record of finding quarterbacks. So
why would you trade up?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Let's think of their quarterbacks. You had Rex Grossman. You had Jay Cutler, Chase Daniels,
Jim McMahon.
Jim
Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh, yeah. Jim Harbaugh was decent with the Colts. I remember seeing him as a kid in the AFC Championship game.
You mentioned Rex Grossman, right?
Rex Grossman, yeah. He went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Thanks to Urlacher and that defense.
Yeah. Lance Briggs and Urlacher and Charles Tillman, right? Yeah. They kind of helped him out.
Peanut, man. Thank you guys for the $2 booms. Not to mention Devin Hester returning kicks.
Devin Hester, yeah. But I can't. They probably have the worst.
Kyle Orton, there's another one.
Kyle Orton. For a team that's been around as long as they have.
Josh McCown, yeah.
They're the original team, the Bears, aren't they? They're one of the original teams.
Yep.
They don't have a good quarterback to their name, the Chicago Bears.
Sid Luckman?
Yeah, in recent.
Oh, God, you're not since I've been alive.
Yeah, they don't have a good quarterback to their name.
Chris Leone, Grill Soda actually said I asked for Chris Leone, but Chris Leone, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly. Let's bring Coughlin back home. I would love that. I would love to get Coughlin back here.
Yeah.
He's definitely got the experience.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we have Coughlin. Hopefully, this head coach reminds me a lot of Coughlin, so maybe we got to do Coughlin.
Thank you for the $2. Boom! And GQ boys, man. Thank you again, guys. Thank you so much, man, for the. I really do appreciate it so much. Brilly. We're 2 for 2 drafting franchise quarterbacks in the past 2 decades, unlike the Bears and the Browns. This is true. We didn't draft one in the 90s, but we did draft one in the 79. I mean, they had a franchise quarterback in Phil Simms. So they did. 3 out of the 4 decades. They drafted Sims, they drafted Eli, they drafted Daniel Jones. And
let me tell you this. You could make an argument that Kerry Collins would be the greatest quarterback in Chicago Bears history in recent times anyway.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's how bad the Chicago Bears quarterbacks are.
I forgot he even played there. Thank you for the $5. Boom! Appreciate it.
I don't think Collins – did Collins play there? No, I was just going over Giants quarterbabs. I'm saying if he was a Bear.
Oh, if he was a Bear. I'm
Collins
sorry.
Would probably be the greatest Chicago Bear quarterback
ever.
He
would have.
That's crazy.
The Phillies ace said, you guys happy that Rhule is not Brother Giants? After finding out what he did, yes. I was. After finding out the way he worked for the Giants, yes. He's a snake oil salesman. Yeah. We don't need that guy. You don't need that guy. That guy's not a head coaching material. I'm sorry. You don't use leverage to get money. That's not what's important. And like Chris said, for 10 minutes he talked about his family. That's what he started with. My wife drove me. I didn't realize I couldn't have sick days. I didn't realize it. So I drove around. My wife drove me around when I have strep throat. You can't drive a car and you got strep throat? What the hell's that all about? I can drive a car. If I break my leg, I might not be able to drive my car. With strep throat, I'm pretty sure my legs and arms still work. I just can't talk. I mean, it might hurt me in my road rage. When I can't scream at the drivers. But I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I was just like, I think we might have dodged a bullet, I'll be honest. Nathan Bashum, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I do appreciate it. Bashum, I'm not sure how I'm saying. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, man. Brilly says, I walked 25 minutes to put money on my card. Can I get 5 boom, 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 and boom? New York Giants for life. Nathan, thanks so much for the $5. Boom, 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 boom. New York Giants for life all the way. Thank you, Nathan. I really do appreciate it.
That's a dedicated fan.
That is. I really do appreciate that, man.
That's a dedicated fan. Very much. Confirmed Eli going to the Bears. He would instantly be the greatest Bear ever, even at the age of 40. If he went there at 50, he'd be the greatest Bear quarterback ever.
Were you guys initially happy with the Phillip Rivers pick in 2004? What's funny? I knew that Eli was coming here.
Yeah, well, everybody knew before the draft started that they were trading Eli. Everybody knew that.
Yep.
So I was not happy with Phillip Rivers actually when I was watching the draft as a kid.
I was gonna say I think they drafted Rivers because San Diego wanted him. They would have drafted Roethlisberger.
Oh yeah, no. I read Corsi's book, and he said that in the book they had Roethlisberger, they had Eli 1, Ben 2, and Rivers was a distant 3. Rivers was not on the Giants' radar at all in that draft.
Right. Meet Tarian says, is Joe Judge and Aaron Judge really? Well, they do look a lot alike, so maybe.
Yeah, I think they're twins.
They could be. Joe Judge about 2 feet shorter. But no. Johnny Borowski says, sometimes in life it's not what you want, but what you get. And you know what? Sometimes in life you better be careful what you want, because sometimes you just might get it. That's the other thing. Right. Be careful what you ask for, because you might just end up with it. So you never know. This could have worked out for us. Alejandro Galano, man, thank you for the super chat, brother. I really do appreciate it so much. Brilly. Tom Brady stays, leaves Patriots. Staying.
Yeah, he's staying. Everything you heard from him today and recently, it sounds like he's going to be a Patriot. The better question is, if he stays, does Belichick stay? That's the better question. But I think he's going to stay. And another name that we haven't brought up, and a lot of my subscribers have, and I have not seen any articles about it, but a lot of people have talked about it. Belichick's son,
Steven.
Any chance he comes on as a defensive
coordinator? I was thinking that could possibly happen.
Yeah, but I haven't seen any traction to that. But people have brought that up as a possibility.
But it definitely could be. I mean, maybe he does. Maybe he goes with him. There's nothing wrong with getting Patriots coaches in here. There's nothing wrong with getting Belichick's son in here. The guy's going to know anything about Bill Belichick or be like Bill Belichick, it's going to be Steven Belichick. So I I'd be completely fine with that. Alejandro, thank you for the $2. Boom! Appreciate it very much, man. Really do. Will they take Brady there as well? Meet Torian says to the Browns. No, they got Baker. I'm going to take Brady there.
Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger could have been the Giants quarterback. He could have been. I personally think if Ben Roethlisberger was the Giants quarterback, he wouldn't have worked nearly as well as Eli. I don't think he would have handled the media as well. The whole rape thing that came out. In New York, that would have been a circus.
Oh, God, yeah. He would have.
Yeah, I think the Giants got the perfect quarterback for the situation. I don't think Rivers had the arm strength for New York. I don't think he had the I think he would have gotten eaten up by the media. That's just my personal opinion.
He got killed by the media because he had a bad attitude.
You know? Yeah, I think Eli was the guy. I think the Giants got it. You could argue he might not have been the most talented. You could argue that. You could argue maybe he was not the best statistics. But in terms of the fit for New York, the Giants hit on that pick. Eli was the guy. He went to the right spot. They picked the right quarterback for New York.
And, again, guys and girls, man, thank you so much for being here. We got 515 people in here, so thank you so much. Really, really do appreciate it so much. Thank you for supporting the show the way you guys and girls do. This is just awesome, man. Really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so, though, please, click that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. It helps out the stream. Please subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell if you're not subscribed to the channel. More importantly, go into the description and click on the link to the Entertainment Talking Sports. If you're not subbed up to this man, to my, I guess he's my right on here. And make sure you guys subscribe to him. And again, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate that. Somebody said, would you trade Daniel Jones for Mahomes? Yes.
Yeah.
I love Daniel Jones, but I mean, come on.
Is the Pope Catholic?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I definitely.
Was Pat Shurmur a crappy head coach?
I definitely would, for sure. And yeah, like Baddog was saying, anybody that may be new to this show, obviously, some people may be popping in. We do this show every week. Yep. We alternate channels, and this offseason, we're going to put in a lot of work. We're going to give you shows every week, whether it's about the draft, whether it's about the coaching search. This coaching search is not done. Nope. They're going to continue to fill up the staff. I'm sure next week we're going to talk about some of the coordinators that they brought on, things like that. The following week we'll start to dig a little bit into the Super Bowl along with the free agency search and all that. So we're always going to have something to talk about. So hope you guys keep coming back. We alternate nights whenever it fits our schedules, but it's either going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, whatever it is. But hope you guys keep coming back, checking out the show.
Yeah, and then, of course, you got free agents, and then you got the draft. And then once the draft is over, then
we recap the draft.
We recap the draft. Then we probably take, in July, or June or whatever, you might take a month off or something before we get back to training camp. So, it pretty much does go throughout. But we did talk about it, like in middle of June or the middle of July or something, we might.
Yeah, take like a 3-4 week break or something like that. Yeah. Would you trade Jones and Barkley from home? I don't want to trade Barkley. I love Saquon.
Me too. I can't trade 2 number 1 picks from Mahomes.
Don't make me do that.
Because then what's Mahomes going to throw to? What's Mahomes going to have here? He'd have nothing.
He also doesn't have Andy Reid here. Don't forget that.
He doesn't. Talking nonsense should come back. Once in a while.
Well, but yeah, it'll be a spur of the moment.
That's a winter thing.
Every once in a while. Every once in a blue. But that's something that, if we're going to do that, that'll probably be in that month gap that we just talked about.
Right, yeah.
Let's see, we got good topics. I love Giants. Yeah, we all love Giants talk. That's why we're here, Kurt. And we're all behind our head coach. We're all excited about it.
Will you ever see a Super Stream and Fisk unit? No. I mean, it'd be great for all of us to get together and do one of these. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. With the, whatever he uses.
StreamYard.
StreamYard. Yeah, StreamYard. Yep. Yeah, I'll definitely be open to that once in a blue.
Kill Artist says, I'm more excited with our new head coach and the Barkley pick. Listen, man, we were talking about it all night. We love Joe Judge. That press conference, really, like I said, a 7-minute interview with Bob Pop and then the press conference really impressed me. Listen, I've told you, Chris, before. I'm very good at reading people. I look into their eyes, and I can tell you what people are about. I can tell you if somebody's weak by looking into their eyes.
What am I about, Baddog? You're looking at my eyes right now.
You're about 5'11". Yeah. you like long walks on a beach.
Yes, I do.
But
I like bubble baths.
You like bubble baths. You like the turtles and the dolphins.
I do.
I can tell that. But he's got that stare.
Yeah.
That like no nonsense beat, like his eyes just like you don't want to be, some guys have that. What's funny also? So somebody said to me, Joe Judge, on my thing, I read this twice, I read 2 things. Said, Joe Judge looks like Up Tainah. So somebody on there said Joe Judge looks like me. I was like,
I got somebody said that to me too. Somebody said today that he looks like me as well.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, I go, what the hell? He's not Italian, but I guess whatever.
Yeah. Somebody said that in my comments today in one of my videos. I think they said, "Doesn't the entertainer look like Joe Judge?" I was like, I didn't really look at it yet. Maybe I'll give it a better look.
Why not? Yeah, but yeah, give him a good look, Chris. Give him a better look. Look at him. Gil, thank you for the super chat, man. Really do appreciate it, brother, so much. Really. Roldy asks if you would take Lombardi or Caldwell from the Saints as our OC.
What was it? Roldy asked if you would take Lombardi or Caldwell from the Saints as our old. Oh, Jim Caldwell's the former head coach for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, Cardwell, as Francesca called him.
Yeah, I don't know much about Lombardi. I mean, why? I mean, listen. At the end of the day, they're offensive coordinators. If they've had success as coordinators, absolutely, why not? Give them a shot. The one thing I will say about the Saints, it's the same thing I would say about the Chiefs. I don't know how much stock to put into those jobs because you look at the head coach.
Yeah.
Sean Payton, just like Andy Reid, is an offensive mastermind.
And look at the quarterback. And look at the talent. That's why I was not so high on Bieniemy, because I'm like, who couldn't coach that over there?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But Gil, thank you for the $5. Boom! And Noah K.O., man, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. I really do appreciate it, brother. Really. No crazy eyes Gase. No big suit like McAdoo sold. No. Good fitting suit. No nonsense face. You know, just that's a guy like to stare a hole in your ass when you do something wrong. And I like it. Shermer's be like,
I'll tell you what. Anybody that says that these press conferences are like a given to go well, go back and look at the Adam Gase press conference. That didn't go that well. And rarely says, you guys think Bruce Arians will turn around the Bucs? Yes, I think Bruce Arians is a great head coach. I think that was a great hire by the Bucs. Depends what you do with the quarterback, but I love Bruce Arians. I think he's one of the best. He's another guy that's up there for me. One of the top 3, 4, 5 offensive minds in the sport.
Yeah, he's good. And both sides, right? Sherman was soft. McAdoo was soft. I don't get that vibe from Joe Judge. When guys says they're going to punch you in the nose for 60 minutes, that he means business, man. And again, when you talk about we're going to make this team, we're going to give this, the people that pay their hard-earned money, we're going to give them something to watch. We're going to give them something to appreciate. We're going to make them like the New Yorkers themselves. I said, once I listened to this guy talk, I was like, that's New York attitude. He's got, and again, being from Philly, Philly and New York we are very similar people. We're Philadelphia, very hardworking, blue-collar, passionate, stubborn, abrasive, aggressive people.
Tough.
Like us.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, right? Just tough. That's what it is. Yeah. And we love our damn teams.
Nobody works harder on YouTube. 2 New Yorkers.
Yeah.
There you go.
2 New Yorkers, of course. But it is what it is. I just like that. I said this guy's a hard worker. This guy's a no-nonsense coach, and that's what I think we need. And I like that he's younger. I think the players can relate to a guy that's younger as opposed to a fossil that's been around for a long time. I mean, he's going to have a little bit more in common with these guys, and he mentioned it. These aren't just players. I got to know them there's a human element to this game. I got to know who these guys are as people. You know, and that's when Coughlin started to succeed with the Giants. He was still a disciplinarian, but he started to know his players. So that's another thing. Judge said, players are gonna be on meetings on time. Players are gonna be on practice on time. It's gonna be about being on time to these things.
The other thing that he said,
structure, man.
He said structure. He also said these guys aren't robots; they're human beings. So he kind of said, we realize that they're going to make mistakes. We realize that. He basically said we're going to have some leniency with them as people. But when they get into the facility, they're going to be about the team first. All the nonsense from outside, your wife's cheating on you, your girlfriend, whatever, you got to pay child support. You leave it at the front door. Once you step into the facility, it's about the Giants. Yeah. And that's it. So he said that he realized they're people. He realized that they're going to have to, but at the same time, it's about the team and it's about winning.
Yep, it is. I see my boy Duke Ballers came in with the clapping. That's for Jason Garrett. I believe it's a clapping that Garrett was fired, and I believe that was also clapping.
Golf clap Garrett. Golf clap Garrett.
And Justina brought a bunch of stuff that I don't know what it is, but I love Justina. Billy81, thank you for the super chat, man. Really do appreciate it, brother. Brilly. Like Judge's press conference, hope he gets time. Oh, he's going to, man. He's
got to. If we don't give him time, we're gonna become the Cleveland Browns. You gotta give him time. Yeah.
Thank you for the 2 pound. Boom! And King 26 race, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Really. Who do you realistically think Judge will pick as coordinators? I don't know. It's hard to say. He mentioned they're going to do a lot of searching at this. He doesn't.
Right now, the favorites seem to be guys that he's worked with. It seems to be the defensive line coach from the Patriots. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. But Bellamy,
we mentioned him earlier. Yep.
Yeah, and Kitchens because he worked with Kitchens at Mississippi State, and he worked with Bellamy with the Patriots. So right now, if you ask me, though, at least it seems as if those guys want to at least be on the coaching staff, they will. Will they be the coordinators? I don't know. Yeah. But those are the 2 front runners right now. Those are the only 2 names that have leaked.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much. And a final boom. Jedi says, "Who do you want to target most on free agency?" That's a good question. Ngakoue is the guy we
Ngakoue is a bunch of pass rushers. If they become available, but Ngakoue would be number 1 for me. But there's a bunch of guys they could potentially go after, and we'll get a brighter picture on that. One thing I decided I'm going to do after all of the coaching, because we still got a lot of work to do with the coaching. We got to figure out the defensive, everything, what defensive system they're going to run, all that. But once that's in place, I'm going to do videos on individual positions, breaking down every potential free agent. So I'll do that, and I'll go more in depth with individual players. But right now, free agency is just not on the radar yet because this is an unusual offseason where we got to focus on the head coach and his entire coaching staff.
Right. I appreciate that, Justina. She says, I like the blue on you. Thank you. I think you're talking. We were both wearing blue tonight, so I don't know. But
yeah, don't give yourself too much credit.
I try not to. I pulled it back. We'll go for like another 5 minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. But again, thank you so much for hanging out this night and just all the support in this show. It means the world to us. So thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Yes, don't worry, Nikki. Selma will be back soon. The girls will be back in the Lakers streams. I had to bring Spike Lee for the Knicks. I mean, come on. I had to bring Spike Lee there for that game.
You got to bring Spike.
You had to bring Spike. Didn't help. We'll bring him back the 22nd of January, and it's still not going to help. Maybe the Knicks only lose by 20 this time. It's terrible.
King MB, have a great night, buddy.
Yeah, have a great night, King. Duke Ballers, man, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it, brother. Brilly. Appreciate the comment, too. He says, some love for the best duo in sports history except for Madden and Summerall. Boomer!
We're better than that.
No, we're not.
We're better than that. No, we're not.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Thank you so much for the fight. Boomer! I appreciate it, Duke. Thank you, sir. I hope little Duke is doing well, too, Duke. Hope your son's doing well over there. Little Duke. Mini Duke.
What's up, Vance? Vance Bill is in the chat. What's going on, Vance?
Hey, what's going on, man? David Bialago, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it so much. Really younger team and younger coach and more young players coming in. Things are looking up. I will sit back and watch the team grow dilly. Yeah, that's what I love about it. It's a youth movement here. And and again, although he's only 38 years old, this guy impressed. Like when he talked at that press conference, he sounded like he'd been a head coach for 15 years. Like he sounds so well versed in everything. Like I said earlier, they asked him a question, he knew the answer to it. He wasn't reaching for stuff. He wasn't searching for stuff. So to me, that means he's got a plan on what he wants to do for everything that they asked. He's got something in place for everything already. That means he's well prepared, and that's what a coach needs to be.
That's what you want to be. He's organized. He's well prepared, and you're spot on, man. And I saw the son of a bitch popped in.
I see him.
He said he's upset. He's upset with me probably because I had an unannounced call-in show. I'm going to do another call-in show. But today was a big day. I figured let's talk to the fans a little bit. So I had a unannounced call-in show today.
And thank you so much for the fight. Boom! Appreciate it very much. So ask you a couple more questions, and then we will wrap it up. Oh, Ngakoue, Jedi. That's who we both wanted the most in free agency.
Yes, Ngakoue would be my number one.
Who were your favorite bagel spots in New York? I don't live in New York City, so I couldn't tell you.
Long Island. I mean, I've lived in both Long Island and the city, and I personally think Long Island has the best bagels. But that's just my personal opinion.
Raymond Sosa says Clock sounds like he hates Joe Judge. Well, Clocks don't like anybody. Don't like Daniel Jones. You don't like Jones.
Clocks is a He's pessimist. He's definitely a guy that's very critical. He likes to find the faults in the team, and there's fans like that. A lot of New York fans are like that.
Jeffrey Abbey, that won't ring a bell.
Yeah, Jeffrey Abbey. I love clocks, but he's definitely the guy that looks to find the faults rather than try to look for things to get positive things. He looks for the negatives.
Roldy, I'll do a call-in show. It's hard for me to find time, man. I struggle with time. I mean, almost every free moment I have I use here. Like when I should be sleeping, I'm streaming. Like if I wasn't doing YouTube, I'd be sleeping right now.
Everybody says do the call-in show. Those call-in shows are tough. When you get a lot of people in there, everybody wants to get through. Then you feel bad that you can't get to every call, so you stay on an extra hour and a half. Those call-in shows are tough. I don't blame you, man.
No, I don't have to worry. I don't get the audience you do for that. But yeah, so
it would have been at night, but it's either way. I get it, man. Call-in shows.
It's not just easy. That. It's just finding time to do one. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I stream the Lakers 3-4 days a week. I do this once a week. That's 5 nights right there. And then, I also want to spend time with my family. It's hard. It's a hard balance to do this. That's what I said. A lot of times I'm coming in here and I make a video at lunch. I should be eating, and I'm doing that instead. I end up with a turkey sandwich instead of grilled chicken and salad, which is what I want to end up with. So, I just, I love doing it. That's why. So I don't think much of it, but I'll do one eventually. I wanted to do one on my vacations, never got around to it. It was hard. I had my kid the whole time too, so it's not like he went to the babysitter. I had little Baddog here all day, so it wasn't that easy to do. Cowboys Nation 214, what's going on? But
who will dominate the NFC for the next 5 years? Giants.
There you go. I like it. Giants.
I hope.
Yeah. What do you guys?
Have a great night, buddy.
What do you guys do for work? I work for a state of New York finance department. That's what I do for work. Yeah.
You guys should have fish. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I live stream tomorrow, but I'm sure one of these days we'll do something together. Maybe once the draft gets closer, we'll talk about that. Whatever. But yeah, definitely. I'm sure we'll do something together.
Yeah. And I plan on working with Fisk again too. Again, it's just a matter of finding time. He texted me today. He said, "Hey man, I'm ready to go, and you are." I said, "I just got to find time. I'd love to do that again." I did get over there, finally work with him last week, and it was a lot of fun working with him because we're very similar. Fisk and I are very similar. So it was a lot of fun. Mr. Rocksmall's in the house, I see. What's up, Mr.
Mike. Good old Mike Coxmall.
Yes, he is.
Thoughts on the McCarthy? We talked about that earlier, Goat. Baddog's not a fan of McCarthy. I'm not a huge fan of McCarthy, to be completely honest. I've been consistent with that. But I will say for the Cowboys, I think he's a better fit than he would have been for the Giants. I will say that. But I'm not a huge fan of McCarthy. Yeah,
Justine, I'm going to work at Fisk Vegas again. Like I said, it's just a matter of finding time. It's just difficult. But guys, it is after midnight, and I still want to go and record a video, which is going to be because I want to actually use the green screen. And in order to do that, because my computer don't upload videos the way it used to, it takes like 2.5 hours to upload a video. Don't know why it does that now, but it does it. So I have to schedule them for the morning, and that's why I don't use the green screen at lunchtime, because it used to take 4 minutes to upload a video. Now it takes 3.5 hours for whatever reason. So I can't do it like that anymore. But
it's tough, man. You got like you said, you got to balance it. And I saw somebody in the chat, right? Got to work with Mike Too Nice. I'm going to work with Mike Too Nice. Somebody asked me that. I reached out to him on Twitter, but he right now is on a different schedule than he goes to school, so he doesn't get home till midnight. So he said next year he wants to work together. So that we will work. I'll work to him. I'm sure Baddog will too. But right now he's on a different schedule. That's the only reason why we don't collaborate with him.
Yeah. But again, guys and girls, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Really do appreciate all the support of this channel, both channels. I mean, we couldn't do it without you. I say it all the time, mean it from the bottom of my heart, man. The reason I do this, the reason I miss sleep, the reason I don't eat lunch is because of you guys. I want to do this, and you guys inspire me to continue to work hard. That's just how it is. And that's all I know. I don't know any different. I worked hard my whole life. I don't know any different. So getting 4 hours of sleep, three nights a week, oh well. Nas said I'll never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I got videos to make. I got live stream to do. I got to do stuff. So, but I if you guys didn't inspire me to do it, I wouldn't. So thank you so much.
And I saw Q-Dog said he had a pleasure talking to me today on the phone. Yeah, man, you too, man. You're a great supporter of both of our channels, and it was one of my better calls today, man. You did a good job, Q-Dog. And enjoy your trip. He's driving, by the way, Baddog, all the way from North Carolina to California in 2 days.
How? How are you going to do that? That's more than a 2-day trip, man.
He's a trucker, man. He's going.
I know my dad used to do that for a living, so I know. David Robledo, thank you for the super chat, brother. Really, he said, everyone send $2 so Baddog can upload faster. I do need a new computer. Either that or I got to clean the junk off of this one or the other. So
yeah, and we know it's not porn. Baddog's never seen porn, so
I do not watch it.
That's not what's slowing down the computer.
Do not watch it. I just don't. Yeah. But thank you so much for the $2. Boom! We do a nonsense stream. That'll be like 15 minutes of that. Why I don't watch that. I already know that's. And they'll say, you lie. You're lying. I'm like, why would I lie? I tell you everything else. Tell you all the embarrassing stories that happened to me. But no, I'm not going to mention that when everybody does it. But no.
But guys, yeah, man, thank you guys. Thank you, Baddog, for having me on. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Hopefully you guys come back next week and be on my channel. And we'll be talking Giants all off season. And yeah, we love you guys. Thank you guys for being on my channel all day. You know, obviously I made a lot of videos and I did a call-in show. Thank you guys for being there. And thank you guys for supporting the stream, coming over to Baddogs. And like I said, man, you know, we're going to be working hard all off season for you guys. Obviously, this is a huge offseason this year for the Giants. Year 2 of Daniel Jones, brand new head coach. They're trying to orchestrate the team to go, you know, for the next 5 years, right? This year might be one of the most important years since I've been watching the New York Giants.
They will be.
With the cap space we have, we can't mess it up. New head coach, the draft, we got a high pick. It's a huge offseason.
Yeah, but it is.
Yeah, it's
a lot of picks, too. 10 picks.
10 picks, and we got to support Daniel Jones here, too. So, huge offseason coming up this year, and we'll be here for you guys. So, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being here for us.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Thank you, and thank you, Baddog, of course, for having me on.
Of course, thank you for coming on the channel, man. I always appreciate it. And Lil Perry, real quick, I see you said, one day, can y'all do a 24-hour stream? I've done one. I am doing another one February 15th. This year, February 15th, will be another live stream because I'm on vacation the next week. I will make sure that I did it on vacation because last time I felt it like 2 days later, so I'm making sure I'm on vacation the next week. But February 15th, I am doing another live stream. Again, half proceeds will go to charity that day for the 24-hour stream. Anything I get, half of it's going to go to DWG's charity, which obviously I'll mention more about that as it gets closer. But I am doing that. I'm going to do one in February, one in August. That's just kind of how I play it out. I'll do 2 a year. And again, half of it goes to charity. So, Chisel, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Brilly, he said, I made a meme page for Shermer. It's called TF Meme. TF.
Oh, I like it, Chizola.
But thank you for the $2. Boom! And again, thank you guys for being here for the entertainment. It's the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and we are gone. Peace!